got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you. How long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you. Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out, yeah. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 6 and day 1 of Duo Esports here. I am your head caster making his return to casting after a couple weeks layoff here. But with me, as always, the head of rosters himself, the ultimate trap in the Discord, the Syndra specialty player, Edgy, the Doc Sovereign himself. How are you doing today?
These introductions just get more and more interesting. I'm doing good. How are you today, Warhood?
I am great. Started my new job. Gotten stuck in a hour and a half long traffic jam. But now I am here, ready to cast some games, ready to unwind a little, and ready to have a little bit of fun. And fun we have on the docket today. We got Active Rush Academy versus Cola Brigade. The Amumu's versus Enigmatic Gaming as the Enigmatic continues to streak up the standings boards. And then lastly, but not least, to round it out, Cool Kid Friends Club coming out against Classic Esports Retro. What game, Edgy, stands out to you?
The game that stands out to me is probably going to be the Amumu's versus EG. We've seen both teams starting to do better. I'm curious to see if EG will play differently now that Shuno is currently not here and they're going to be having Gawain play for them.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I didn't actually get to see the rosters this week. Speaking of rosters, though, I heard a little bit of a fun little game the Amumus played earlier, getting a couple of their friends involved in that earlier. I heard they were lying a bit about on the Enigmatic roster. As we continue to count down, the teams are readying up. We get to see here, and I'll run down the roster really quickly. In the top lane for Active Rush Academy, so, I'm sorry I inted ARA Truex in the jungle, Zagan in the mid lane, Celtics in the AD carry role, and then last but not least, the captain, Z is for Zyra, in the support role. For Cola Brigade themselves, we have Adagio in the top lane, Hex Silver in the jungle, Late Customer in the mid lane, Triple C in the AD carry role, and Keenan in the support role. What lane stands out to you there?
I'm going to be interested to probably see the bot lane. Celtics, formerly known as Wei Asian, against Triple. I've played with both of these AD carries. I'm friends with both of them. Do I think they're the best players? Probably not, but it'll still be fun to see.
But that is what you see here with these amateur games here. It's not about who is the best. We're not going to see Double Lift versus, Pawn, Double Lift versus Bang. We're going to see, friends having fun and playing. And ultimately, when you're at this level, when you're outside of the super competitive, professional scenes, that is what we want to see here at Duo Esports.
My question is, why would we ever see Double Lift versus Pawn? One of them's a mid laner.
Well, their teams can play.
Yeah, but they're not going to be laning versus each other. Come on, man.
You don't know that. This meta is strange. They can bring down
that's true. That's true.
They could bring the Cassiopeia out in the bot lane for Pawn.
They could do some roster swaps. You're right.
Yeah,
some role swaps.
It's not like we haven't seen it earlier in the season or anything like that.
You're right. We did see it.
And it made some people very, very sad. As we continue to wait here, I'm waiting for ARA to ready up. As we continue to wait here, just be a couple more moments here. I do have to admit here, I'm very interested, like you said, to see the Amumu's versus Enigmatic Gaming sort of game. Without Shuno's been their mainstay on Enigmatic's main roster for, the whole 2 seasons that they've been together. I believe, actually, this is the first game Enigmatic is going to play in any league that he's missed. So how are they going to function with that? And then more importantly, with all the memes going on in Duo, if Enigmatic comes out and Gwaine has a good showing, is he going to, is there the whispers going to start to come around about him not being, maybe being the permanent start?
These are both very good points. I will be interested to see myself. I don't really know how that's all going to shake out. So I don't want to put anything that I may know from behind the scenes out there.
It is certainly a good thing. And here we go into the champion select itself here. We do have to point out Cola Brigade, again, a little bit late with their roster submission, is going to lose all 5 bands, if I remember that correctly, Edgy.
That is correct. They will be losing all 5 of their bands. Not the first time we've seen teams lose a bunch of bands because they didn't submit rosters. Hopefully we see some people start taking the hint.
Yeah. I mean, how about this, right? We have a little bit of a break right now as we wait down these, 30, a minute, 90 seconds here for Cola Brigade to get their bands out. Wait, ARA doesn't have bands either?
They are losing a few bands
For
because
E-subs.
of E-subs.
Alright, I guess I'm probably going to say Zagan and I'm sorry, I entered. Maybe I should check.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie, guys, as I'm always transparent with you guys. I just started a new job. My commute's 2 hours. I didn't get to prep for today because I wasn't going to stream. Wasn't going to cast. Anyway, as we get an opportunity to see what is going on here as we count down, Edgy, why don't you go over the roster rules really quickly for the 18 viewers we have, just in case they don't know them.
So, each week you will be submitting your roster. The rosters are due by Thursday, 7 p.m. EST.
Tuesday.
Anything after that? Yes, Tuesday, 7 p.m. EST. Anything after that, you lose all 5 of your bands. And if you use E-subs, anybody who's not on your roster as a starter or a sub, you will be losing 2 bands. Then there's a bunch of other eligibility rules, but we can get into that later.
Yep. As we see here coming in here, we have the bet open for the people here who aren't really watching the stream right now but are listening in here. If you want to bet, earn those duo bucks, win prizes later on in the season. This is how you do it. I don't know why I'm getting called out in the chat by someone there. But as we continue to count down here, I believe this is going to be the 3rd ban for ARA. So this is going to be the last miss ban, if I'm right. If we hit 0. Or the last miss ban for them, right? Or do they have one more? They do have one more.
They might have one more.
Okay. Well, anyway, we get to see picks in the next 18 seconds. With no bans being picked, a ton of OP champions are left up here. Which, as much as it's always bad thing, it does give the coaches for this team, Rutledge and Forte, I believe, are the 2 coaches.
Forte is Exile Esports.
Oh, I am sorry here. I saw someone in the chat trying to bet everything, and I thought that was him. But the 2 coaches, they now have the ability to really pick whatever they want. And the first thing we see picked, of course, one of the most always broken champions of the game, the Orianna.
Orianna, that's where you're wrong. Orianna's not so much broken, it's just whenever everything else gets nerfed, she always comes up as the premier mid laner, queen of mid lane since season 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Galio, probably support, but can also be mid lane.
Well, actually, I was watching some LCK games. They were using in a bunch of the mid lanes still, even with all the changes and the nerf bats being hit there. But I'm just going to say, to sort of counter that point, if that champion has been consistently at the top of the ladder of mid lane champions since season 2, and it always seems to get played around Worlds, probably a bit OP. Anyway,
The reason she gets played around Worlds is because Riot likes to hit everything with bats around Worlds, and then because she's just such a useful control mage, she has decent damage, she has good AoE, she's got crowd control, she's got shields. She just brings a lot to your team.
Yeah, I mean, except for Rise. Rise always gets the buffs around Worlds.
But then we see Rise, and then he gets banned, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah,
So from Cola Brigade, we see Galio J4, very good. Get the J4 combo, you get a few people locked up, you Galio. It's not as good now that you don't get damage reduction, but it's still a good way to lock people in for that CC.
I have to admit, too, what I really like about Cola Brigade's picks here, as we wait for the last pick to be locked in, they're all flex picks. And even the Irelia is a flex pick. I mean, you technically can take what? Galio in the mid lane or support, the Jarvans in mid lane or support,
You mean
the
jungle or support?
jungler support. No, you can play mid top two, top jungle support.
They're all flex picks currently,
Yeah.
which is good. However, the question is, how well can people play those flex picks?
I mean, for all we know.
Because a flex pick doesn't do you very much good. Say, if late customer just can't play the Irelia.
Yeah, that is certainly a great point here as we see these bans start to tick away again. We get to see the opportunity to round out these comps. We have actually all the 80 carries not picked yet, and of course not banned away yet. Super surprising here, given this meta here. I'm wondering what kind of 80 carries they're going to be able to bring out towards the end of this, towards the end of this latter half of this draft.
Well, with all the 80 carries up, you can really mix and match with what you want. With the side of Cola Brigade, I imagine you want something that has high damage with a little bit of utility. So you can pick the Xayah, which is very good at self-peel. You don't really need anything to help peel it. It's nice, but you don't absolutely need it. You could also, just if you want another go button in the draft, you can pick Varus, you can pick Ashe. On the side of ARA, again, it's very open. You have a very deathball-centric comp right now with the Kled, with the Xin Zhao. The Orianna helps with that as well. So I'm curious to see what 80 carry they will match with that. You could choose something like the Sivir, which is also up, to just help facilitate that. You just want to make sure you don't match the Sivir ult with the Kled.
Yep, and with that, we see the Xayah locked in as you were discussing it. Another side pickup that maybe I would be interested in seeing Celtics play right now, I doubt he's going to play it though, is going to be a Kalista. Kalista's been getting incredibly popular in the LCS and in other ones, but there is the Kai'Sa, the Ezreal hover as well. Another great pick as he goes back and forth between the two there. This is going to be a Kai'Sa pick.
Kai'Sa burns through, carries still does a lot of damage to tanky people. Triple is known as a Xayah player, so it was a pretty easy call out for that. I'm gonna pick up the Lulu to help the Kai'Sa, it looks like. Kalista...
Why not get the Zyra here? The Zyra is left open.
Zyra is left open. Do we see it? I don't think we will.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate. You know, they leave your one trick open and then you don't take your one trick. That's like if we gave you the Dark Sovereign, we gave you Syndra.
A lot of people give me Syndra. Nobody respects me. And we see a Zillion. Probably going to see Zillion mid-Galio support.
That would be a very interesting term here, as right now it looks like it's going to be Irelia support. But Ergy, I have to tell you, no one's going to respect you if you don't respect yourself.
That's fair.
Nope.
I'm curious. I don't... See, you mentioned the Kalista, and it has been seeing play. The problem with Kalista currently is A, nobody below Plat can really pilot her very well. Probably even higher. But Kalista is also very early game centric, which does fit the death ball comp. But if you do that, your one sort of like late game thing is you have to just immediately go and you have to get a huge Orianna ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of Orianna. Speaking of Orianna players, though, as we continue to hype up this match, the EG versus Fonzo's in the next matchup, and we will be seeing an opportunity to maybe see him get on that Orianna. He's always a great Orianna player. As now the last sort of thing set up, you were completely right here. We got the Galio coming out in the support lane. I've actually never gotten an opportunity yet to see it played here. It's going to be super interesting for me to call. Now, though, we just have to wait the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds here. We are I have to say, I really like the Xin Zhao versus Jarvan matchup. Two champions that are pretty good at early ganking, can get snowballed and get super ahead. If they fall off, though, I wonder if these players are flexible enough to alter their build paths to make themselves more utility focused and not just want to go straight damage, straight, singularity path. If they're going to try and get, if they fall behind a little bit 0-2, aren't going to be able to do anything, gonna change to that tank build.
Well, J4 definitely has an easier time transitioning into a more utility-based champion. You have the attack speed from your flag that you can give to your AD carry and the Irelia here. You bring a knockup, you bring a way to contain people into an area for the Xayah to just burn through, the Galio to just jump in, the bombs to land.
Yeah,
With
it's
Xin Zhao, it's a little harder for him to be that utility. You still bring the knockup, you still bring the ability to just dive into people and ult and maybe try to cause a distraction, but it's just not quite as good as the J4.
yeah. I mean, the other thing too is I have to bring up here is that little anti synergy that this death ball comp actually we're talking about it has, because the Xin Zhao, right, his whole focus is to solo out one person here, but with the Kled, with the Kai'Sa, with the Lulu, all those sort of champions, with especially the Orianna, is to group them all up and then just Orianna ult them into oblivion and get Kai'Sa AoEing them into oblivion. So I wonder how towards the mid and late game that Xin Zhao is going to fall off extraordinarily hard.
Xin Zhao in this comp is mostly there early game to just get lanes ahead and just provide pressure. He wants to get the Orianna ahead so that she can hit that mid game where she can just start ulting people. He wants to get the Kai'Sa ahead so she can skip her little. Her early game is not the weakest, but it's definitely not the strongest. So if you get her over that, she'll start able to start tearing through the Galio and the J4 very fast.
It's a very good point to point out here. As we get underway, we get an opportunity to actually see what they are going to be building in terms of rune pages and stuff. Couple we can talk about, these skins. I'm sure we're going to see a couple of excellent skins here. There is no faker in this game, so we will definitely be seeing that in one moment. As we now
Another thing that I just realized is because Kai'Sa's passive is going to come out as EP damage, or magic damage, it will not be stopped by Irelia's W. So if she wants to just sit there and press W and try to tank it, if she pops that passive, it's still going to hurt a lot.
that is
Because Irelia W no longer gives just total damage resistance. It's just damage resistance to physical damage.
that is a very good point here. As we get into the loading screen, I have to ask you, Edry, are you loading in right now?
I am loading in.
Are you actually do you have a percent though? Because I do not, and I am not.
I am at
connected.
90%.
I am at 0%. So
That
we're gonna
is unfortunate.
super unfortunate. With that being said, here we can take a quick look here. Do you see anything really special in terms of their room pages coming out here?
We see the phase rush Orianna. It's getting more common because she has enough damage in her kit realistically, and having phase rush just lets you have like a very low cooldown ghost once you pop it. You just get a ton of movement speed. You can kite out, you can chase. It's kind of nice. I tend to stick to Airy most of the time, but I have taken phase rush and do very slow heavy things. Zillion would be one of them. Being able to negate part of that huge slow that he has would be very nice.
That is a great point here. As we continue to wait for me to load into this game, the other thing I would have to point out here is the Jarvan's. There we go. I'm finally loading in. Oh, thank you.
Electrocute J4,
Yeah.
it's one of your options. If you wanted to be more utility based, you would go the Aftershock. Or
Well-
if you ended up being J4 support, you could take Airy.
Well, what I was gonna say is I've seen a lot of jungle J4s making the mistake here of going this Hail of Blades. of going something like Conqueror, of going Fleet of Footwork or something like that. But I really like the execute here because that sort of shows me that they're going to be giving him a lot of early game pressure. So this is a great moment. Now I have to ask you, Edgy, I have just loaded into the game. Are you in the game right now, and where are you?
I am loaded into the game. I am at 0-0 currently. I'm looking at a gray screen.
That is perfect because that is exactly where we are. So we are here now on the Rift here coming into this game. We are going to be seeing a great matchup here between two bronze, silver, gold competitive teams as we wait for this game to tick in here. Are we going to be seeing any sorts of invades? Are we going to be seeing a standpoint? Find out in just a couple of moments here as the champions load into the map. It looks like from ARA, we are seeing the 5 points being pinged out pretty standard here, and it looks like this is being mashed as well from Kohler Brigade.
Neither team has the most outstanding level 1, so it's not surprising. You don't really have CC from either side. J4's CC is reliant on him having 2 abilities. Same with Zillion, same with Xayah. So you'd have no real way to hard CC level 1 from Kohler Brigade. And the same goes for ARA. You have the Kled Q, but that's not the most reliable CC. It's easily flashed out of.
That is a great point here as we continue to wait here. A little bit of an unorthodox 5 point here coming in from Kohler Brigade as we now continue to wait here. These lanes are going to be super interesting. I'm wondering if this Kled actually is going to be able to get off an early game pressure here with the Xin Zhao and start to snowball Adagio outside of this Irelia. Because we've seen if Irelias get a little bit of pressure early, or like they get the pressure, not receive it, that they will actually turn and start to snowball the game out of control onto people like Kled.
The champion is certainly still very strong. I want to see the Xin Zhao get the Kled ahead, and then at level 6, I want to see the Kled just run down mid and just ult the Zillion, and then just try to snowball the lead across the map.
That would be something certainly great here. We see a couple early wards coming out here. Great job by the side of the ARA to get these wards down, knowing where their vision is. They know that where this jungler is right now for the side of Kohler Brigade, and with that, Xin Zhao runs into the top side to take that scuttle. Great job by him getting that early pressure to face down Adagio, and if I'm counting the minions correctly, if the Kled really wanted to, he could let this push in here and set up a gank. In fact, that's what's looked like is about to happen here, folks, as we now see the trades start to go in here. Sorry, I'm Minted gets the hook down, gets the flash away from Adagio just by showing himself on the map there, and with his top side secure, there is no more anything that this Aurelia can do here, because it's no longer safe for her to be in this lane by herself without that flash.
It was a good way to get away, but you overgraded for the trade. You got your level 2, you wanted to go in, punish the Kled for walking up, but you should have known that the Xin was going to be topside.
That is certainly the case there as we continue to see this trades go down here. And luckily for Aurelia hadn't burnt her ward yet, so she gets her ward down. So she gets a little bit more coverage here. Actually, Keenan taking a ton of damage in the bot lane. But for his taunt and that trade, Xayah is able to actually get a bunch of damage off in return onto Celtics. Both their health pots being popped here. And actually now Keenan's caught out here. This is going to be a first blood going over the side of Xayah. Wait. Xayah got killed there first. And then on the top side, it doesn't even matter here that Adagio had a ward, because there goes Xin Zhao against the flashless Aurelia taking the kill there. My god, that burst was kind of crazy.
Got hit with the Lulu help picks and the Q and an auto from Kaisa. Didn't have time to pop heal. Probably should have healed preemptively.
Oh, this is a very interesting call here by, I'm sorry, Aintic calls up the Xin Zhao again to push this lane in. Very smart here, Adagio, having to burn teleport, or else would have been completely out of that lane here. And now Jarvan's just a little bit too late to answer here, and actually very low himself in the jungle.
He is very low, he just wants to take his Krugs. I assume that after he takes his Krugs, he's going to reset.
I would assume that as well here. We get an opportunity here. Man, you hate to see it when you're AD carry dies with heal up. Triple C still having the heal there. Very unfortunate here. At least it lets the Galio get a little bit tankier faster and gets a little bit of extra sustain here. But this is unfortunate here as ZS Desire gets to shred down this pink ward and take it out there.
Still has the heal, still has the flash up. All the sums up for ARA are still up as well. Celtics is going to come into lane with a pickaxe to Triple's longsword. Not the most ideal situation for the Xayah. It's down 10 CS as well. Lane's in kind of an awkward spot.
Definitely, as we see now, the Xin Zhao actually completing his topside jungle here, getting the ward away, and now the Infernal Drake spawning. This could really start to snowball out of control for ARA if they continue to fight this.
If they can continue to push this lead, that'd be amazing. They just start snowballing, and then they use their Death Ball comp to... Death Ball, just run at them comp. You force them off of stuff, you skirmish, and then you just take the objectives afterwards.
Well, it's certainly the case here as we continue to see these mid laners box out here. The wards are getting pinged out pretty well here by Zeus Desire here. And now Keenan gets a nice little double taunt off, but I don't think they realize that Xin Zhao is bot lane as the fight begins. There's the Transmogulate. Galio falls on the backside, just overextends a little bit too much with the Xin Zhao there. Very unfortunate for them, as now Adagio on the top side tries to take a trade with the Kled, and it doesn't seem to work out. More importantly, it looks like the Zin's even going mid here, but it's going to be met here more by the J4 and the Xin Zhao if he really wants to take it here. This could turn on him. It'd be a little bit of a very lucky throw here, as this Triple C is just getting absolutely poked into oblivion here. And if he's not careful, he's going to actually get dove here if the Galio doesn't get here soon. That's a huge wave under turret if he doesn't give this up. We will see this, though. However, on the top side, for some reason, we don't get an opportunity to see it here, because looks like this Xin Zhao is getting chased down from the backside here by the Galio. The Kled got the kill again, the solo kill now once he hit 6 onto Adagio here. But there's a big ult there by the Orianna here as the J4 tries to get away here. The ultimate goes down from late customer to get away here, but I don't think it matters here. In fact, Zigzag is on the chase here. There's one auto. Can he get another auto there? It doesn't look like it. There's the shield going down. He just gets away here. And now Zigzag, without his flash, is in the middle of no man's land. But it doesn't look like it matters. They're going to give this up. And more importantly, it looks like they're turning to get the Infernal Drake.
The whole situation was kind of awkward. So, Cola Brigade rotates first to help J4 deal with Xin Zhao and the Scuttle Crab. But then they get collapsed on by the bot lane and Orianna. The Orianna gets a very nice two-man shockwave, causes the J4 to miss his flag and drag, which is very unlucky.
Yeah.
Almost got him killed, making the Zillion have to burn his ult to keep him alive. And then Zagan flashes after him. Doesn't have any mana though, so he just tries to auto him and just can't complete the kill.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly what happened there. That is, super unfortunate there. That could have been a huge team fight there. At least they get the, objective of the Infernal Drake to go over there. But we're not even mentioning the fact in the top lane, Adagio just got solo killed by the Kled. And now it looks like they're back here. Triple C, there's only level 5 there. There's a flash for flash, but it doesn't matter. Zeus for Zyra picks up the kill there. Just flashes away, trying to get there. Celtics did a great job getting the little extra poke there. And then the help picks secures the kill. Great little collapse there. Very unfortunate that the Xin Zhao is just sort of being able to run all over this map.
Xin Zhao doesn't look like he has to be top lane very much right now because the matchup is going in the favor of the Kled. Again, I want to see the Kled use his ult to kill the Irelia. Fine. I would like to see him maybe try to transfer it to just getting mid, opening the map. I'd like to see that when the Rift Herald spawns, maybe give an opening to get the Rift Herald.
Yep, as we see the bot lane of ARA begin to back, let Triple C catch up a little bit in CS here. Another Infernal Drake is about to spawn here. So if they can secure that, I really would have to say this is almost at that point game for ARA.
Having 2 Infernal Drakes with this team comp would be incredibly scary for Cola Brigade to deal with. You have the massive AoE of an Orianna, the dive potential of a Kled and a Xin Zhao, and even the Kai'Sa can just... As long as there's some sort of CC in the backline, the Kai'Sa can just dive in and join. That's a very scary possibility, especially with 2 Infernals.
And here we go. Here comes the trades again here. Adagio about to get pulled in here. He could get dove under turret and die here. In fact, there goes the ultimate. As now Adagio is trying to dance away here. It's actually about to die. It's just gets the shutdown there by Adagio there. A little bit of a misplay there by Sorry I Entered, but it doesn't matter here because there is Triple C about to get the kill. There's the Tremendo coming out, and now the teams start to fall. Xayah starts to fall, and now Keenan's in no man's land. Can the Xayah get away there before Keenan dies? Yes, he can. A double kill coming on the backside, but at top lane, it doesn't matter there because it looks like the Xin falls as well to the Irelia, flipping the top lane on its head there. Absolutely a crazy moment there in terms of all the map action across the map.
A little too aggressive. You ended up throwing the lead that you had got in top lane. However, bot lane did manage to save the team or the across map play. Managed to kill 2 people. It's gonna get a bunch of turret plates. Maybe even get a 3rd.
Oh, yeah, as we see a little bit more of this trading coming down. Zilean does not have his ult. Actually had to burn it here. Zagan is trying to run here. As now they get the 3rd in the bot lane. So overall, they grow their lead just a little bit.
I don't know if I'd consider that much gold to be just a little bit. That's more than a kill's worth of gold just from turret plating.
Yeah, they were able to grow their lead overall across the map, Edgy. From that turret plating. Was what I was saying.
Okay, I understand now.
Anyway, we see this happening here. There's a little bit of turret plating going back on the side of Triple C and Keenan as they pop the first one here. But it doesn't really matter because it looks like the Xin Zhao here is about to collapse this. I don't know they have wards here because here comes Z for Zyra. He can speed her up and get him away at any moment there. There goes the dive in. There goes the Tremendo knockup. There's the second knockup. Triple C is about to fall here. And there it is. Again, gets the pressure there. Great job there by Truex getting the Xayah to fall. There wasn't really anything left for her to do. No flash on the board. Galio didn't even ult to try and save her here. And now they're going to take first turret in the bot lane.
Galio said, "You're on your own, goodbye," and just jumped out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they could have really turned it there, that 2 for 3 there. I don't think they had the ability chance to fight here, but that's super bad because now the second Infernal Drake that you were talking about is starting to spawn here as Cola Brigade starts to walk up here, and there's a ton of damage being dealt on the Zilean with just 1 Infernal Drake, and there in fact is the ultimate. Can he get away? Zilean has to pop his ult, and that should stop Zagan from doing it. Actually, he burns his flash here, but there comes another ult. There goes the flash here, as now Adagio makes the teleport coming down here. I guess Kled tried to stop it here. There comes the ult. This is going to be a big 2-man ult here as the fights continue. There goes 1 shutdown. There goes 2 shutdowns, and I think that's a 3rd shutdown there. Overall, oh, but it doesn't even matter that I can't even take a breath because there's the flash QW combo there, the disorientation there by Orianna to get the kill onto the ultless late customer.
Used the Q and the W and then brought the ball back to her using her E. The ball hit him in the back of the head and just killed her.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you get hit in the back of the head with a spiky ball. Anyway, as now we see the rotation here of the bot lane coming over to get another plating down onto this turret, but the Orianna, why she's so great always, if any mid laners aren't really like super powerful, she just slowly knocks down all the minions just with a couple little combos. In fact, now she's pushed all the wave all the way back in just in one wave.
I don't need you attacking me like this. Also, we saw a little bit of betrayal down in that bot lane fight. The Xin Zhao may have ulted the Irelia on top of Kai'Sa. May have. I'm not pointing any fingers. Probably not the smartest idea. Don't really want the Irelia on top of your AD carry. Just a thought.
That certainly was the thought there. Great little turn there as this fight continues to happen. But as you said, if they got that second Infernal, these team fights were going to get incredibly scary. And that was the first thing they did. They secured that as soon as it came up now. So now you have an Orianna with double Infernal. You have a completed IE onto the Kai'Sa with double Infernal. And then you just have a Lulu who is kind of a brat in terms of damage like that with the double Infernal.
She does. Lily does a little bit of damage. You have your Q, you have your autos. They hurt. They're annoying. Polymorph's still my most hated thing about her, but I digress.
You know. So we have another caster here. He's another moderator in Duo Esports. His name is Voslo. You know how edgy? You know how Voslo feels about Soraka?
Yes,
That is how I feel about Lulu.
that's how I feel about Vlad.
This champion is not good here. However, I don't think they're going to see this here. Here comes a 3-man as now they continue to fight here. Hex Silver tries to jump in here. The Triumphant gets a knockdown as now they all start to fall. But it doesn't seem to matter here. Kled's so strong right now. There goes one. But the Kled gets away here with the ultimate now as they continue to try to win. But the ultimate falls. The Aurelia falls as well. Kled gets back, Kled gets back on Scarlet as now it's a 1v1 across the lane there. And there's the double kill and the 4 for 2 across the all in all. Wow, this IRA is looking kind of scary right now in terms of this team fight.
Celtics won. They won in 4. He got the crit. If he didn't crit that Irelia there, he was dead. So, congratulations, you won the one.
RNG and skill-based competitive games is very fun. Anyway, with the Rift Herald now popped here, it looks like they're about to secure the second tier 2, and that's all they're gonna do. They're gonna walk away here. Can this? We're gonna see this here for a moment. Can the charge get off before it happens? They continue to try to save it, and yes, it does.
In the air.
Dies in the air. Very unfortunate. Sorry that you mutated Scuttler, you, but you go away now.
Why you gotta call Shelly like that? Come on.
Oh, is that her name, Shelly? Anyway, a great double ult here, but now Kled didn't actually get the opportunity, but his fight may have gone a little bit deep here because he's about to drop to the turret here as the turret falls. There goes the shutdown over to the Xayah here. Wow.
The turret's still alive.
At
25 HP.
At 25 HP. That's very unfortunate here, but Adagio just burning flash, trying to continue that fight a little bit, feeling a little bit frisky. Misses the stun though.
Kind of an awkward place for Celtics and Kled to come from. Kled was fine coming from the side. Celtic should not have been with him. I mean, I understand why he was with him. They're coming from top side.
There goes another one, Demacia. There's the polymorph here, as now finally the J4 falls, but it doesn't matter. The Zillion's ult was on him, and now they just walk away. A great 2 for 0 there on that dive. Very well coordinated.
As long as the Zillion can get his ult off before they die, it's essentially a 6v5. You have so much AP as mid lane Zillion that you come back with essentially full HP. So if you get an ult on a priority target, like the Irelia, like the Xayah, even the J4, if he's doing decently, the fights get a lot harder.
One thing, though, that was big about that fight there, they got down the Xin Zhao here, and this is the 3rd Infernal Drake. Can they stop it here, or are they just going to concede it? It's going down incredibly fast there. There it is secured, so no triple Infernal for the side of ARA.
I'm kind of glad that we don't see the triple Infernal. It would have been...
A little
It would have
disgusting.
been easy mode for ARA after that point. If you lose a fight with triple Infernal, you had to have really, really messed up.
So, Edgy, I have to ask you this. What do you think about the Rage Blade second item on the Kai'Sa?
I think it's fine.
Meta?
It's still meta if you need to burn through stuff. I've also seen Runan's second, which I think I would have preferred here, but Rageblade isn't the worst item to go second. It's still probably one of the more popular ones to go second, I would say.
That is great insight there as we continue to wait here. Nothing on the map yet. A minute until Baron spells here. I'm going to have to assume that is the next play to be made here across the map. The side of Color Brigade doing a great job defending their own jungles. Look at all these pink wards they have out here. One here, one in the top bush of the jungle, one in the little pixel bush in between the jungle and the mid lane, one in the entry bush between bot lane and the mid lane, and then they have a vision ward on the blue buff. Great job by them controlling this, knowing they are behind here. But that is something we just saw here, late customer do, that there's no way to really counter for this team. Just able to press, his little passive and level up any champion, get them continuing further and further back into the game.
Zilean can help amp up your levels, but again, it only helps your mid game. As soon as you reach late game, everyone's level 18 anyways.
Yeah, but if a team's behind like this, I think that is a great thing to have to really keep them on board and together here. Deciding to actually give Adagio instead of Triple C the red buff is found a little bit surprising here. It's now all the pings start to come out as it's 3, 2, 1. Baron is spawned, so this game now starts to get serious as these bronze, silver, gold teams love to fight over this objective.
They love to fight over it. They think they need it to shut out games. You don't need it to shut out games, but it helps a lot. I'd like to see Cola. They have the TP up. Send Adagio bot lane. Have him split push. As long as you guys keep TP wards, you're good to go. And you draw pressure bot lane so that you can maybe do the Baron yourself.
And more importantly there, I think at this point Adagio is, 2.5 an item and change at this point.
Roughly 2 items.
Roughly two items, yeah. Say 2 items at this point. I don't think he could really be soloed by anyone at this point. But, Shurex gets caught out here. Actually, there goes the ultimate trying to catch him there. But the Zed is, the Zilean is nowhere to be found there. As now the teams start to fall here. Adagio, though, is about to fall as well. Gets the killing spree here. As now Kled is in the background. No one to help Triple C here. The flash goes down here, and Kled's just going to knock her down. Here goes the heal. Can he hit the fade away there? He certainly does. And now Keenan's the only one left here. That is a very clean 5-0. As now they try to find him. Can they find him in this bush, though? Yes, they can. There's the ace.
It should be a clean Baron from the side of ARA. First, I was kind of questioning the ult because you could have moved it a little bit to the left, got another person, maybe 2. But where he ulted was actually very good because Galio started channeling his ult right as the cast time for the Ori Bowl started. So, at that point, the Galio ult's cancelled. That's a lot of your CC gone.
Speaking of ults, it looks like Zigzagan's trying to solo this Aurelia, but it's an Aurelia with 2 items. That's very unfortunate. Now, though, he's getting a little bit over-aggressive there and has to burn his flash, otherwise he was going to fall.
I think he was a little aggressive face-checking the bush, but no Baron coming out. Didn't have the people, didn't have the time to do it in the end.
That's certainly very surprising there, as now we continue to wait and see this sort of game out here, because definitely with that Aurelia falling, now all the pressure on this Baron goes back inside to let them re-clear out this vision and get vision control of it over to themselves here. But Galio and Xayah are actually in the top lane now pushing this out, not capitalizing on this mistake. Or advantage, it's not really a mistake, I'm sorry.
It looks like we'll be seeing the Kaisa go a 3rd item as the Zeal item, probably the Hurricane, I would imagine. We see Triple C going the Essence Reaver into what I'm assuming is going to be Rapid Fire Cannon, is what I would probably view. So we see that Triple C is a little behind in gold right now. Only 10 CS, but 3 kills down.
Well, that certainly is the case here. Now another very powerful Drake falling for this mid to late game. The Earth Drake falling here, as now the Triple C gets the level up again by the Zilean. They're trying to keep him in control here, but there goes the bump of a bump by the Kled here, and now the side of Cola Brigade has to run and give up this objective. Can they re-engage this, though, as now the fight comes here? There's the Flag and Drag, a 3-man ultimate coming in here, but it doesn't even matter here, as now all the AE starts to pop, and now Adagio tries to jump into the backline, but it doesn't seem to matter here. 2v1ing, 3v1ing, there is a double kill, a triple kill. Is that a quadra kill?
I believe it's just a triple kill.
Just a triple kill, as now they triple kill Triple C and get to look at this tier 2 of the bot lane.
Very good ultimate from the Orianna, gets a lot of people. The Aurelia dives onto her, kills her, doesn't have the ball around her to protect her, but in the end, it's a one-team fight. I'm going to call Worth.
Yeah, it certainly was there. As we wait to see they back off here. What was it? It was an Earth Drake and what, an ace for 1, ace for 2?
And a tier 2 tower.
And a tier 2 tower. That is definitely worth in my mind. Don't get anything more here, but they continue to get these kills onto the 9-1 Kai'Sa. Didn't go the Hurricane though. Went the Phantom Dancer.
Did not. Went the Phantom Dancer, a little bit more survivability. Don't have so much AoE in your kit, you aren't popping your passive on multiple people. But the extra movement speed you get from Phantom Dancer, as well as the little bit of sustainability and that 600 at level 18 shield you get when your lifeline pops, it'll keep you safe from the Aurelia and probably a Galio, or not a Galio bomb, a Zillion bomb if it gets on you.
And that is a great point here. And as we look at these scores here, you can see it. Adagio, the only one really able to make much of a continuation here. Not a lot of positives you see coming out of this game here. The question is, can Adagio's backpack be big enough to pick up that heavy champion kits they have here to carry them to a victory here? The Galio is super unfortunate, right? When you see a support like that, 5 and 4, has been doing a lot in terms of like team fighting participation, just can't do anything in terms of actually getting, you know, the kills onto the people they want it on.
It's just unfortunate that first kill that happened bot lane.
I hate to bring it up here, cut you off, but here comes the fashion. There goes a big ultimate, and the fight continues to happen here. There's the redemption pot. Adagio in the backline here. Kled teleporting in here, about to clean him up here. Adagio, the only one left here. Can they keep Celtics alive? Yes, they can, and that's going to be the Baron and probably a couple inhibitor turrets at least.
It's going to be the Baron, probably the mid tier 2, unless they want to just run top and get that inhib.
No teleports there. Great teleport there by the Kled coming out there, though. I almost want to say, I wonder if they needed him to win that fight.
They did, because otherwise I do not think that Celtics gets to live there, because that Aurelia jumped on him, and she jumped on him hard.
You know, I guess you can say I don't think I think the Celtics was self-healing there for the most part. He was really away from that team fight, unless I was watching the other side of the fight when the Kled really tried to get the Aurelia off of him there. But there goes the inhibitor, the base being cracked as the mid inhibitor turret falls, and now all 5 of the members have Baron. This is going to turn into something very dangerous very quickly here, as we see a 13k gold lead over there on the side of ARA.
Huge gold lead. Be surprising if we saw it thrown. The next dragon that is coming up is a Cloud Drake, so not a second mountain. We won't be seeing the interesting games where we get triple Infernal, double mountain. We get a Cloud Drake. I personally like Cloud Drakes. I like movement speed. Movement speed's fun.
Yeah, I certainly love those privileged Drakes here. Here's hoping that we can see it go over onto the side of Cola Break to get them a little bit more privileged, and the fact they are so far behind at this point in time here, as they just are struggling to do their best rotating from bot to top turret. Actually, this could be like a very minor throw here as the ultimate gets popped here. Will they find anyone is the question, though, as Kled comes running down and surging. But there's the speed up there, and now late customers caught out here. But I don't know who it was there that burned a stopwatch, but it doesn't matter here because godlike goes Celtics there. A nice one-man ultimate there by the Zion to stop it here. But Celtics all the way in the backline trying to catch everyone. There's the shutdown going over to the Kai'Sa again. There's a double kill here, and there's the ultimate pop. This is going to be the game.
Like I said, once that Kai'Sa's strong enough, especially with 2 Infernals, she can just join in and diving the backline.
Yeah, that's certainly it. Doesn't matter who's privileged in this game because no one's getting that Cloud Drake. As we see AR wins come out in the chat here, and an AR win coming out in the game here to kick off Week 6 of Duo Esports.
Indeed, they do win the first game. I am curious to see the damage charts. I'm going to go on a limb and say that it's topped by the Orianna and the Kai'Sa.
See,
And I think maybe the third most damage goes to the Irelia.
I would say that as well. As I didn't even wait, I jumped right in to look, and it is the Oriana leading the way with 21,000 damage dealt, and then with a 700 damage lead, the Irelia taking the second place spot from the Kaiser.
I was so close. I'm fired. Goodbye, guys.
No, we need you for the rosters, and because you look good doing it. So let's keep you there. You can build yourself up. Why don't we look at these builds here? Tell me what you like, what you don't like, Edgy.
From the build, there's nothing that really stands out to me that I don't like. Yeah, I'd say that there's nothing that's really wrong inherently with any of the builds. I don't know what the current Xayah build is, if it is that Essence Reaver into Phantom Dancer. I don't really think that that's what you go here. Yeah, it gives you a little bit more survivability once you're getting dived on, but it's not going to be enough to save you.
That is a great point here. I do have to point out here, though, when we look at these items, Celtics, Way Asian, changing his name, doing a great job. A full item and a BF sword over Triple C just snowballed out of control here with that 11-1-11 scoreline to kick off this week. But
Again, very impressive. Just a quick look at the vision score and control words purchased. Someone's been a naughty boy and didn't buy a control word. And top laner for ARA, Mr. I'm sorry I inted. You inted my soul by not buying a control word.
I was going to say that. I mean, he does come from ARA. Rutledge used to play the top lane, and Rutledge probably is teaching him bad habits here in the bronze, silver, gold. Rutledge, fix your shit if you are watching here. Overall, though, a great job by this team. I do want to point out, though, because we really didn't get an opportunity to really... You mentioned it once, but even in that last team fight, Zagan did it again, knocking the Galio outside of his ultimate, really turning that team fight on its head. Did a great job all game doing that. But don't you worry, we will be right back very shortly with the next game on the match. As we were talking about it to kick off the show, I think this is the game of the night. It is going to be JAH, the Amumu's taking the Rift against Enigmatic Academy without Shuno. Stay with us. We will be back shortly.
I can't wait forever. Old habits are hard to break. I'm losing faith. Maybe we're better off this way, but I'm still forgetting me.
Rising with each beat that the music is bringing, we're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing. Hearts of fire, we will dance all night. Young and free, we will feel the release. Eyes will light, we will see the dawn. We will stay till the picture falls. We stay where the music plays, where the lights drop below, where the people sway. We stay where the picture glows, where the console flows, and the lights on rising with each beat that the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Oh, welcome, my heart so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing. Hearts on fire, we will dance all night. Young and free, we will feel the release. Eyes will light, we will see the dawn. We will stay till the picture falls. Hearts on fire, we will dance all night. Young and free, we will feel the release. Eyes will light, we will see the dawn. We will stay till the picture falls.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back here for our match of the night. We have the Amumu's JAH themselves against Enigmatic Gaming. And tonight, guys, this match can't get any bigger because we have a special guest with us. Normally, he is in this game, but you know what? It is his spring break, so he said, screw it. I am taking a full week off from competitive matches. It is Shuno Blaze himself here to be my my play-by-play caster today.
You
Shuno,
know it.
how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic tonight. We have Enigmatic Gaming currently on a massive hot streak at 4-1, taking on the Amumus here, one of the top 4 teams in the GPCS right now. But as of recent, they've been looking a little lackluster.
Yeah, they certainly have. We get to see the Amumu's John Wick back in the jungle. Hasn't had the best season here on this team here. He's been doing great in other leagues. Can he translate that into Duo Esports? I always feel Duo Esports has one of the highest competitive ceilings in any league, and you certainly see this with a great example like John Wick. John Wick ran through I'm sorry for cursing, ran through Chosen, ran through EGN, is running through Zero Gravity Gaming right now, but cannot run through these junglers here in Duo Esports. And the only jungler, Shuno, that has given him any problems in any other league, Nova Galaxy himself, the only man to hold a 0-loss record against John Wick.
Definitely the case here. Nova Galaxy not losing to John Wick a single time. And that's not necessarily John Wick's a bad player. John Wick's this great player. He's running through other leagues. He just can't quite run through Nova.
Yeah, that is a great point here. We also, as we have to say it here, you were casting with me, so that definitely means
Yes.
you were not in the game. We do have a substitute coming out from EG this weekend. As I said about it, we have Gwaine, the EGA coach, now the starting AD carry for EG. Is it forever? Is it not? Shuno, I'm going to say it's forever just to troll you. Will he perform well, though, is the question.
Well, here's the thing. That's exactly what my team tells me. So either way, we're going to find out. However, a little bit of a joke, and you kind of hear this echoed on the Tower Dive, our own Do Esports Weekly podcast, where recently the question was posed, who's the weakest player in the GPCS? And you had not one, I think not two, like 3 people say Shuno, the starting AD carry for Enigmatic Gaming. With that said, a little bit of a meme in the EG organization, the Gwaine being the sub to Shuno is actually an upgrade, so we might actually see an even better version of EG here.
That is a great point here. I'm not going to lie here. I don't believe that's true. It's just kind of awkward to say with you in the room and then Gwaine in the room as well. I've always felt Gwaine comes with a very high upside, but he'll also lose teams the games by getting caught out. You will never lose a team a game, but you'll never contribute to a actual victory in the sense of you are the reason why you won. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense, and we're going to start to see that upside-downside reverse now into this matchup here. Mumus versus EG. Definitely will be really exciting to look forward to.
That is certainly the case here. As we get in here, I do not know what's going in the chat here, but it is coming down into already's in the chat here. Every team, from my knowledge, has all the bans here. It's going to be interesting to see what Fonzo deviates to get EG off their champion pool. Do they take away the Scion from Avail, who's doing a great job on that champion, has almost gotten in every game? Does Prophet get the Aurelian Soul taken away from him? Does Nova Galaxy get the game that he's beaten John Wick on twice? Does Gwaine get anything? Does J-Rod just actually get to play in lane, or does he have to roam away because he can't stand the AD carry?
Yeah, we're going to have to see that. I do think the one thing that we didn't touch on just yet should be set in stone. The Prophet should not be getting his Aurelian Soul. It is something he's hard carried on in these games before, and it should be one of the bans from the Amumos.
It certainly should be, but will we see? That is another question. I know from my experience with this team, we're pretty ballsy when it comes to not letting certain bands get through to basically say we're gonna just beat you guys at your own game here. But we get to see a full pick band coming in here. I am hoping to see the Aurelion Soul Gang band out here. Fonzo is a smart guy here, but there goes the Rek'Sai actually first. Nova Galaxy popping off last week on that champion.
Definitely is a good ban against EG here. It's something I should expect out of the Amumus. Nova's done great on this Rek'Sai here. He's absolutely torn through people on the jungle here with the Rek'Sai pick. So very good ban on the side of the Amumus.
Yep, and I can hear the cry from here of the Rengar getting banned away from John Wick. And there is the Orianna as well. Two of the stronger bans that you see coming out against John Wick and Fonzo, that combo there.
Yeah, definitely. Orianna being a super good ban away from Fonzo. It's been his signature champion in the mid lane. He's performed on it. He's done well, and all in all, a very good champion to take away from him.
That is a very important thing here. And now here comes the Kayn, the first pick. John Wick, in the last time these two junglers played, never got his Kayn, in my opinion. And I hate being this because I'm going to give it away. The second most important champion in John Wick's pool here. His most important carry champion. The Kayn coming through. But then Avail does get that Scion.
Yep, we talked about it a little bit before. Avail has a very high pick ratio on the Scion. He's played in almost all of EG's games, and not that he wins top lanes, like solely winning the entire game in that position on the Scion. It's just that nobody can shut top lane down when Avail is on the Scion pickup here. He's just able to soak up so much pressure, provide so much tanky stats, and so much utility to his team.
That is true as we continue to see this coming out here. Actually, a very interesting looking, almost 187-ish comp coming out from Fonzo here. The Malphite getting picked up into the Scion, the Kayn on John Wick, and Ezreal here getting picked up for Fosno. All you're going to have to see is the Braum coming out here, and I'm pretty sure that is going to be the team comp that we're going to see. That is a classic 187 comp that Fonzo models most of his drafts from.
While we're at it here with Classic, Nova gets his infamous Graves.
Oh god, Nova got his Graves.
Alright, so
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen it played. Is he good at it?
Well, here's the thing. The whole meme about it is, imagine leaving my Graves open. And the exact opposite happened when he did play it in the scrim where the meme was first come from. But it is one of his better champions. He isn't as strong as the Rek'Sai, but I'd imagine EG assumed that was banned from the get-go. Additionally, it looks like J-Rod won't be able to play Braum.
And I'm pretty sure right now Fonzo is listening to this chat because the moment I said they could pick a Braum here to round out this 187 style comp, they pick it up here. I'm not gonna lie, they just double banned out Fonzo, and those are two of the champions he doesn't play in competitive.
Yeah, that's a little interesting on
That's
that
a little
end.
yikes.
However,
They left
also,
up his Lissandra here.
Well, we'll see if they decide to go for it. However, J-Rod is able to get his Thresh, the Braum Silas bans. I don't really get the Silas, but the Braum is good. It'll allow J-Rod to get the Thresh pickup though.
Oh god, a Karthus being picked up for the side of Fosno. I forgot who I was watching in a competitive match. I think it was the what is it? The European League, the LCK. Is that what it's called? The LEK or whatever, the LEK. You watch a Karthus. It does absolutely oh no, it was a competitive tryout for another team, and the Karthus, all it has to do is just push in over and over again. Actually, in this exact matchup too, he just shoves in the Nico over and over again, and then just absolutely like post 25 minutes, you hit the R, right? You press the relinquum, and he just like sort of deletes three of the champions on the pool, and then the other team just FFs, because that is the worst feeling in the game.
Oh, hot damn. We got our team comps locked and loaded on this one, Warhood. Malphite, Kayn, Karthus, Ezreal, and Leona versus Sion, Graves, Nico, Kais, and Thresh. Which one do you think's better?
So the thing that I've never really liked about the Amumus is that they try to run these comps around the idea that they have teams they can last into the point where the champions turn on, right? So Malphite doesn't do anything in lane. Kayn doesn't do anything early game, cannot be active. Karthus can't do anything really till he's 6. Ezreal has to scale up. Leona, a linear champion. Great counter into Thresh, but a linear champion. So if they can reach the game and get onto their timer, and EG can't get so far ahead like you've seen a couple times EG do, and that's what Nova Galaxy has been doing during the streak, is getting the timer and just sort of saying, I'm going to be like 6-0 by the time the timer is supposed to go off, and you guys aren't going to be able to do anything. So can the Amumus get their countdown timer without letting this other team, without allowing Prophet and Nova to get so far ahead? And does Gwen hinder them on the Kai'Sa by not getting mispositioning constantly with the way her short-ranged auto attacks work?
So here's what we're going to have to look at in this matchup, and it is something you touch on. The battle of the junglers is really prevalent in this one. You have two very early game junglers, Nova Galaxy on the Graves, John Wick on the Kayn, and you touched on it a little bit, but there isn't really a lot of early pressure screaming on the side of Amumus here. You have Malphite, pre-6, what's he going to do in game? QEO? Okay, move on. Mid lane, Karthus, what's he going to do? Throw down Wall of Pain? Okay, sure, but that's not really something you want to rely an entire gank's worth on. The Prophet would have to be heavily overextended for that to work. So now you're really, I think, as far as early laning goes, you're looking at this bottom lane if you're John Wick.
That is certainly the case there, as we get to see this here. John Wick has been doing a great job of getting this pressure here. He's one of his strengths in my one of my opinions is understanding the paths that the other jungler is going to take, and can he meet those other runes, other junglers, and sort of counter any sort of gank fight that the Graves starts to fight here. So this is going to be super interesting because Graves can just farm so much. Like, it's one of the best jungle farmers in the game.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. This will definitely be something interesting to see how this game pans out. Let's touch on a couple of the matchups here. We didn't talk about the bottom lane too much, but we do have this Ezreal Leona taking on the Kai'Sa Thresh. How does that laning phase really pan out?
So depending, best J-Rod, I'm not gonna lie, is a very good Thresh. I've seen it played a couple times. Will probably be good enough to counter a Leona. The question is, can the Leona understand that she can't be aggressive in this game? Because if she's aggressive in this game, we will not see this, and we will not see this lane go well for the Leona Ezreal, because the Thresh will just absolutely annihilate her. By the way, I just want to point this out here because I've been alerted to it. The team of EG here, I won't make any lies to it, Avail forgetting to switch his runes. It's an unfortunate thing here. You hate to see it.
You really do.
You really do, Shino. And, Shino, it's your team, so do we allow remakes for rune when you mess up your rune page?
I mean, something you should kind of have prepped before the game. Again, it's not exactly what you want to see launching into the loading screen. I'll let that, final discretion fall upon someone else's shoulders.
It is, unfortunately, I have discussed it with the moderators, it is unfortunately a no. So we will be seeing applause come out here shortly as EG tries to figure out what to do here. I mean, at least with Comet, I've seen it happen a couple times where teams will, you can comment. I've seen it in the support side a bunch. You comment and then you just kick the champion, a minion at the other laner, and then the comment is like an auto hit. So it's not the worst thing here, as I try to make it sound a little bit better, but it's not the best thing at all.
Yeah, the summon area is not exactly the most optimal thing on Scion in the top lane. There are more efficient runes that could be taken, but I mean, as far as early lanes, yeah, that's gonna mess it up. Is Malphite really gonna take, an Iron Fist, shove it down your throat and just ram you down the lane because of it? Probably not.
Yeah, but it certainly does hinder their ability to continue on with their lanes. As we get underway, let's talk about these other matchups pretty quickly here. Fleet of Footwork for that Graves, very healthy jungler, into the Conqueror on John Wick. Pretty good matchups here. The Dark Harvest, the natural thing now for the Karthus to go for Fonzo here, and the Electric Crew. Prophet doing what he has to do at this point. He knows he has to win these games by getting these kills over and over and over again in the mid lane, taking that Ignite. And now we continue to see this year the Klepto's pretty standard. The what's it called on the Kai'Sa is pretty standard. The aftershocks on both supports, all pretty standard here. Nothing going out pretty crazy here, but it looks like as I'll let you take over, Shuno, a little bit of spiciness coming out from EG.
And that indeed we see. EG with a 5-man invade on towards this bottom tri-bush here, and it looks like Fosno might be in a little bit of a sticky situation. EG gonna move as a 5-man unit into the brush. The hook is able to land onto its target. The Decimating Smash to follow as well, and first blood over Nova Galaxy.
So, two things there. One thing very good is for the side of EG. Graves got that kill. Graves comes back with his second jungle item, makes his clear ridiculous. Bad thing, or good thing now for the Amumu's. Doesn't burn any summoners, concedes his death very quickly, doesn't have to waste anything. Ashley doesn't waste anything by the gold. If Nova throws just a little bit, it doesn't matter here. But Icy is starting to step up here. It may be a second blood.
Oh no, Icy, what are you doing? He's taking all the damage so early on, forced to blow the flash.
Yeah, that was definitely super unlucky there. You can't really concede that. Trying to concede, trying to get a little bit of the extraness going on here. At least John Wick is doing a leashless, so it doesn't really affect his clear at all. Just sort of makes his game even harder to do.
Yeah, and Caster Curse OP on that one. You sort of praise the Amumus for holding on to their summoner spells, and then it gets blown the next second.
Well, I won't lie there. If he doesn't blow his flash, that is a good flash there, because if he doesn't blow his flash there, he's certainly dead. Kai'Sa had full stacks there, one more auto, and he's absolutely gutted.
Not much definitely true, but so far so good for EG. J-Rod is 2 for 2 on the hooks.
I mean, they're standing still and blind. If he's not 2 for 2 on the hooks at that point, he probably should go down to the Bronze Silver Gold League and find a new place to play.
Alright, fair enough. At the level 2, and it will not go 3 for 3 on the hooks. A nice juke by Icy in this bottom lane.
Yeah, great job by him coming out there. Great job asserting that pressure here. And now this is the one thing I will say I don't like. Icy didn't take minion demat on the secondary side of his runes, so he has literally zero pressure in this lane, especially because he has no flash now and the Ezreal is a level down already. He's going to be absolutely worthless in this lane until he gets Moby boots and can try to make a roam play on the Prophet.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of that lane pressure lost, unfortunately, on the side of the Mumus. It is still going to be a lot of prio now on the side of EG in this mid lane. Prophet shoving in Ponza over and over again.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter here because that's what they want to see there. In fact, the Dark Harvest stack going over there. Great start there for Fonzo. There are too many Fons in this game.
There are 3 in this game, so they're whipping out the whole squad.
Yeah, I mean, you ought not be lying about that because here comes the third Herc of the game. Nothing getting caught there by them as we get to see here. Great. Fosno a little bit late to react on that Astral Shift, gets hooked. If this position is not like a little bit deeper into the lane, that could have definitely been an engage.
Yeah, definitely. So far so good for EG though. Prophet will tank a little bit of damage in the mid lane from this Karthus, who, as this game goes later on, is going to have a very big impact. We've touched on them before, but all of the Amumus are looking to get to this later half of the game as to where each are looking to make some moves early.
Alright, that certainly is coming out here as now the full clear begins to come happens. Kane's actually in the lane but gets spotted out here. Can't make that early pressure that you identified happen.
Yeah, really telegraphed on the side from Icy. Ends up missing his full combo, unfortunately, and also giving away that the gank might have been coming.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing with the Leona. It plays so linearly. It's kind of very obvious what's about to happen here, as this is completely unforeseen here. The Graves in the top side of the map.
Yeah, Nova Galaxy looking for the gank on turns Fonzo here. He's going to get some good damage. The Decimating Smash lands from a Veil, and that's going to be the kill up in the top lane.
Fonzo top was incredibly greedy. Should have just burned his flash the moment he got out there. Did a great job, or Veil really did a poor job of getting the slowdown that really would have secured that game. Thought he could get away, but really couldn't without any sort of boost or anything like that. That was certainly about to happen here. And in fact,
action in the mid lane. Fonzo taking low. The flash auto attack from Prophet will secure the kill.
And this is what you don't like to see. The game starting to spiral out of control for JAH. And this is what I was talking about. They try to play these mid-game comps that really, if they start to fall behind, they cannot do anything. And they do not have the skill to come back from early game deficits.
Yeah, definitely. And a little worrisome on the side of the Amumus. When you're playing this kind of comp, you really can't afford to be down early. It is still 3 kills, which could be worse, but definitely nice for EG as they're on the board and they're looking very good. So,
yeah, that is definitely the case here. Nova actually almost completed his jungle item, clearing insane here. But John Wick doing a great job clearing, but you just can't get the pressure anywhere on the map because all his lanes don't scale yet. And this is like the worst feeling you can have as a jungler.
yeah, definitely some very rough stuff right now for the Amumus. They're looking to prevent EG from making these moves early. Just buy time. Don't have your lanes lose, and eventually get to that point in the game where you can start making more proactive plays.
Here comes the proactive play, though.
John Wick looking for some damage on towards J-Rod. The slow lands onto Gwen. The Zenith Blade flashed away. The Mumos will not find anything.
A great job there by John Wick getting the double flash out from them. What I did want to point out before that happened, actually, though, is Prophet's great prediction ability. A great job learning these champions. Learning these other players in these leagues. I want to say a story. When I was in high school, I used to play basketball, and we played in a varsity game against like a great high school team. And one of my friends that was on the team, the best player on the team, makes a bounce pass, and then gets away. We get away with a great play, score the basket. The next time trying to down the court, we did the same thing. But when we did the same thing that next time, that player was there to meet it and to stop that play from happening and pick the ball off, got the turnover, and scored himself. Prophet does a great job of seeing what the players are trying to do and dodges here, and that's what's about to happen here.
He's looking for a kill on turns Fonzo in the mid lane. One more auto would do it, and Fonzo gets away on a slither of HP.
Fonzo really needs to start varying his dodging methods, because it's very obvious which way he's going to dodge, making these snares incredibly easy.
A little bit of action now in this bottom lane here between the 2v2 of Gwen, Jared versus Icy and Fonzo, and a little bit of trade damage going in favor of the Amumus.
Just a little bit as we continue to see this match coming out here. An Ocean Drake spawning, not the best Drake here you'd want to see by a team so in control like EG. But I do want to point out and do sort of say, great job by EG, even though they've had a couple kills suffered on their way. Great job, staying in this game in terms of gold, only like 1k behind here. But here it comes again.
Best J-Rod lands the hook onto Ezreal, and that's going to be the damage coming in from Nova and Gwen. The flash barely get able to get out, and that will be the collateral damage blocked by the double flash of the Amumus.
Yeah, I don't know if Icy meant to do it, but he blocked the damage that was certainly been death there on Fosno, and most importantly, burns the flash on the top side here, and now John Wick gets an opportunity to check back onto the map here, but it doesn't matter because Graves is taking the Ocean Drake as we speak.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's too much of a response out of the Amumus on this one. John Wick just happily doing his Krogs, looking on this bottom half of the jungle, maybe able to take it away from Nova, and it will be secured by EG. J-Rod lands the hook. They focus down John Wick. He will be able to get the Umbral Trespass, but he's going to go ramming into a wall from Thresh and gets taken out.
I don't know if John Wick did it on purpose there. I'm going to have to assume John Wick thought that the red smite was burned by Graves in the jungle in that bot lane fight. Thought he could easily sneak in there, smite it, and then run back out of the jungle. But Nova had his smite up and was able to smite the dragon before John Wick could with his execute ability that he had and being so far much farther ahead at this point in the game. And then John Wick just gets caught out there and dies at that point.
Yeah. A little bit of a risky steal from him. Almost manages to pull it off, actually. But Nova, with the better smite, is able to come out on top and net even more for EG.
Yeah, that is definitely the case here as we continue to wait this out here. I'm going to take a very brief look here as now Fonzo finally decides to dodge upwards here to get a look. He only has one Dark Harvest stack at 10 minutes here. Definitely an unfortunate little situation going on here. Prophet doing a great job farming up away here, and here comes Nova Galaxy again.
Yeah, here's another gank on towards Fonzo. The Decimating Smash will land all sorts of damage on top of him, and it will be another kill going over to Nova.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how I said it, right? I keep coming back to this point. They choose these champions that play from the mid game to late game, and then they can't actually stay safe in the early game, and these games snowball out of control, and they can't win. And then what happens? And then these games look really ugly when they lose like this.
Yeah, definitely interesting how the Amumus play. When they win hard, but when they lose just as hard.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the worst feeling here has to be John Wick. John Wick has to make a play on this map at this point, but there's no way he can make a play anywhere. What's he gonna try to make a play on? The Avail, who has Righteous Glory already made, is gonna make it on the 1-0-2 up 10 CS on hit Nico, or you're gonna make it on the 0-2 has the pickaxe ready, but your bot lane's so far behind Annis and Ezreal at this point. He has no play to make at this point, and now he just has to sit here and farm, which he hard loses to the Graves.
Yeah, definitely. These are all really difficult and bad choices for John Wick because top lane, alright, let's just not even talk about that because Avail can just ult out, he has flash, he's so tanky, you're not going to be able to kill him at this stage of the game. Bottom lane, assuming EG positioned properly, they have J-Ron on this Thresh, so you have that Lantern in play, can easily escort them from a gank. And mid lane, Prophet, it has been extending pretty far into the vicinity of the lane. So maybe that's something to look for there, but this is also still a 1-0-2 Nico that's doing an excellent job at farming, so it's still going to cause you a lot of problems.
And that is definitely the case here as Prophet's making his case for MVP of the Gold Plat division here. Gwen now doing another good job here. Maybe you focus on the new player on the team. Gwen, not known for the best positioning, also known for a little bit of that tilt. We've seen it in the league before. Can they sort of tilt him and cost them EG the game?
That is something on the side for the Amumus to look for. John Wick is just back in base right now, looking at what he can and cannot do on this map.
I'm trying to figure out how close he is to transformation. Because he really hasn't been able to get any pressure off. And if he's not able to get any any sort of form of transformation, it's gonna really delay this whole game from getting stronger. Because Kane really isn't a champion until he hits that, red Kane form.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit of action up here in this top lane. Avail taken very low. Will just be able to choo-choo train out on that one. It doesn't look like John Wick's able to follow him. A beautiful lantern from J-Rod. Able to dodge out on the solar flare. There's the flay back in. Now back to the mid lane.
Here comes the
very low. Icy now taken low on towards this one. The True Shot and Requiem are coming through J-Rod. He's not going to go down. He's going golden on this one. Fonzo will be able to pick up the kill on Egwene. The flash hook back into the turret. Icy taken low, but it will not be another kill as the Amumus are able to get onto the board.
Yeah. That is certainly what you're talking about when the Karthus, right? Give Karthus a couple more Dark Harvest stacks. He got another one there. He is now at 2. If he can get 3 or 4 of them, that's a triple kill for him very easily there. And then that sort of snowballs this mid lane out of control.
Absolutely the case here. Mumu is with some good
Here
stuff.
comes John Wick.
Be able to pick up more. There's the slow, the flash from Prophet gets hit by the knockup. John Wick chooses not to go in, and Prophet manages to escape.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we always talk about when we play Kane, is if he can get to this red buff Kane in a relatively quick fashion, which 15 minutes isn't his quickest, if he can get it around, we try to aim for 12 to 13 minutes, then we're in a good position to win with John Wick on this red Kane here. But now, if he can just get a couple more items, this game's going to get very dangerous here. Nova Galaxy building full damage. Can they turn that into, a burst by John Wick? The Prophet, doesn't go, I don't think goes to Zonia's on this on-hit. Nico is gonna get absolutely melted if if Malphite ults him, if the other player, if John Wick ults him, and then the Karthus always is gonna be a factor at the 25 to 30 minute mark. He's gonna start coming online.
Yeah, that's definitely the case here, but so far that early proactivity still in grasp for EG. They are able to secure a Rift Herald with Nova's early lead. As far as the Amumus go, yeah, you're starting to see some of their win conditions happen. You have to cause enough chaos, make enough noise in other places in the map for the Karthus to sneak in, get these kills, get these assists.
Uh-oh.
Albeit, this is definitely a pretty bad situation for Fonzo to be in. Does get some damage on towards Nova Galaxy, but Val goes back to tanking the turret. There's the ultimate and the stun. Fonzo is going to go down here. The kill going over to Nova.
I mean, that's what I was talking about by this AD Graves damage here. Graves, a great damage champion, but he literally nearly just got half health by
Oh boy, a little spicy action this bot lane. Goodbye, Gwen. He gets absolutely decimated by the Leon Azrael damage.
J-Rod, you're supposed to hook out of the Zenith Blade, right? A little bit rough there. Anyway, that's what happens. That's what I was talking about by Gwen's mispositioning there. But, EG does a great job on the top side of the map getting 2 turrets for that, as now it looks like the Ezreal is going to take this bot lane turret as well.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit of a misstep does indeed get the Amumus back into this game. They are starting to get some damage onto the turret. Might be able to secure it as well. It is secured for Amumus as they now have a turret and a little bit of tempo on the board for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we now get to see this now. They get a little bit of that bot lane pressure coming up. The Rift Herald is off the map. It does unfortunately cost them 2 turrets for it. Now the next big one's going to be Baron in 3 minutes. Can Karthus really start to farm up? I really want to see him start pressing R a little bit more and start shredding these players here. Three stacks on the Darkseal, though. He is going to surprisingly start to hook there.
That he is. Does still have a very difficult time against the Prophet in this mid lane here. Will have to be careful of any incoming John Wick ganks. He's hovering around that area right now. And also, Fonzo, number 2, looking for rotation. But Nico, smart enough, will back off.
I mean, great job by them understanding that that's where they were going to go. Overall, great job backing off there, getting an item by there, being safe there, which we didn't see coming out from the Malphite in that early part of the game here. but now Malphite getting the long lane, and the Scion continuing to get beefy and build up more MR damages. But really, Kane is going to start getting pretty big too in a moment.
Yeah, that is. John Wick's starting to get some more damage into this game here. Having the Ninja Tai Warrior is indeed going for, I believe, the Black Cleaver with that Kindle Gem, so we'll be able to shred through the HP of EG a little bit more.
We now see it continue to come here, but actually now Leona's caught out.
Uh-oh, Icy in a little bit of trouble here. There's the box thrown down from JAH. The Zenith Blade misses, and that will be an easy kill on the side of EG. Gwaine picks it up. The true shot will come out with the Requiem. John Wick looking for the damage on this one. Use the Amber Trust, but Fonz, no, will end up going down. John Wick now forced to flash away. Prophet on the move here. Might just be able to get enough stun and damage on this one. He will ignite auto attack. Double kill coming in for the Prophet so far. There's the Pop Blossom and the extra damage to follow through from Velta. Triple kill, and Fonzo's in a terrible position. The red buff Nico gunning him down, and it might just be a quadra kill lined up. No, it's the ace on the side of Enigmatic Gaming.
Rough thing there, the Leona getting caught out, as we all saw. Has to sort of just, like, at that point you just need to say, I'm dead, don't fight that, because that's what happens. Especially after he misses the Zenith Blade.
Oh, JAH goes in for the flash hook, looking to make it even more on this one. Icy gonna respawn to die, and another kill for EG.
Yeah, this game, as much as I hate to say it, this game is over. You cannot play these team comps like this and then just get absolutely run over in the first 20 minutes of the game. Because now there's 7k gold lead behind. Do they just, like, can they have the macro presence to really survive out of this game, get control? John Wick can call it if he wants to call it, but do they have the ability to enact this has to be the question.
There really is the question, and I mean, at this stage of the game, there's only so much you can do. And dare I say, one of the things you do at this stage of the game is pray, because really, if EG keep this tempo up, they keep this priority focus on making plays and just dominating the Amumu's, you have to rely on a mistake.
Yeah, that is a great way to put it. As we continue to wait here, Baron's up now. Dragon's about to spawn here, but Icy gets picked again.
Oh no, this is not what you want to see. Does try to get the stun off, goes in for some good damage, but that's an easy hook. Gwaine picks up the kill.
Jesus, this is looking like someone's like legitimately trolling here. And Cloud Drake, the priority Drake, coming out over the 2 EG here as the Richer continue to get rich. A second privilege Drake going over to them.
Yeah, EG now super fast. Gonna try and make a play onto a Veil, but he can just shoot you out with that ultimate. We'll be able to easily escape the pressure from Fonzo and John Wick.
That turret falling there in the mid lane starts to open up here. Fonzo, only 20 CS down. The Roa almost stacked here, but super far behind in terms of power. I don't think he's going to really be in this game at least until 30-35 minutes here as the wards start to come out onto this Baron.
That they are. The wards turning on a little bit of vision prio on the side of Amumu's would do them good here. Are able to get a little bit of pressure. Veil looking to stop this though. He's more than tanky. They can't exactly run through them. Icy will get hit by the knock-up, but will be able to escape this time.
Veil building all MR, when you look at this, really building to prevent this Karthus from killing him. But now the Baron's getting trolled up, and I don't think that King can actually stop this if he wants to.
They have a Veil trying to stop from one flank. The rest of the Mumus are coming from the other side. The Solar Flare gets woofed by Icy. The Malphite Ultimate lands onto 2. That's a shutdown on the jungler. Baron Asher, the 6th man here on the side of the Mumus. Gwaine goes in, looks for the damage. Bosno tries to shut them down and will be able to do so. Now a Veil with damage is by going massively in favor of the Mumus. That is a triple kill coming in for Fonzo.
So you know what I'm about to say, right?
Yes.
EG 187'd it. As we see the Baron throw happen here. Really? And you have but that's what we talk about when we play this comp and stuff like this. Once we sort of hit this spike, the game just ends because you just team fight better and you just can't do anything to it. No matter how far ahead Graves is at 3-1-6 or 3-0-6 at the time. It doesn't matter if you build full damage and then you get one shot by a Malphite because it's a Malphite. No matter how far ahead the 5-0-7 Nico is, it doesn't matter if he pop blossoms into a Karthus Defile. It doesn't matter how beefy and far ahead your bot lane is if Ezreal is allowed to free hit in the backside. It just doesn't matter.
Here's the thing. On the side for EG, they are still in that advantage. They are sitting at a 5,000 gold lead. If they got that Baron, they would have probably won the game off of it. So the Amumus get some much-needed time and breathing room off of that play. They come out on top in the team fight. They stop the Baron, and they buy more time.
Yeah, but now it looks like Fonzo is a little bit too caught out here. But now it looks like the Prophet's caught out as well. There goes the Pop Blossom.
There's the Pop Blossom, gets the shield damage off it, but he's in a very bad spot. Now Fonzo picking up another kill for himself in this team fight. It looks like it's going to be more. That's going to be the double kill coming for Karthus. The kill going over to Icy and EG. What's going on?
So, now you know what I'm about to say, right? This is the classic, in my mind, the classic EG game out of Nova Galaxy. Nova Galaxy does extremely well early. You have a young kid in Prophet extremely well early as well. Fed and Farha gets a little bit too cocky, throws, and now the issue is, can they stop this Baron from getting taken here, as both Ezreal and Kayn are over the side, zoning off Gwen and Nova Galaxy?
They're certainly going to try to. John Wick is forced out of the Baron pit for a while. Nova looking for the steal, but you can't outplay Karthus. You'll get just taken down instead. Gwen trying to steal this one. Outplays Fosno in the back of the Baron pit, but it is still Baron Asher in favor of the Amumus. The rest of EG are piling out on towards this one. John Wick will end up going down.
Just a little bit tilted there. Great outplay there by Gwen. The flash for the flash there. The Ezreal trying to get a little bit cheeky there, baiting out these autos. Gets the flash for the flash there. And then Gwen just does a great job outplaying him by pressing, his buttons. Now, though, with the Baron off the field, they can start to catch up here. John Wick getting, I think, a little bit kill happy. Probably shouldn't have chased at that point. Gotten the reset and gone to the Infernal Drake, because now that's going to be an easy take here for EG.
Yeah, that's indeed one of those repercussions that we talk about oh so frequently here on the cast. That wasn't Baron on the side for the Amumus. They were able to secure it for themselves. A little bit of greed, albeit, again, very nice outplay from Gwen. EG are able to get 2 Barons off the map with that.
That is definitely a big thing there. Not getting Gwen out, taking Gwen out of that fight really helped there. But as we start to see now, the Karthus is starting to come online. Deathcap, Void Staff, stacked, Roa, 10 stacks of Darkseal. Holy Jesus, is his ult about to hurt.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, yes, EG had a lot of early on pressure, but Amumu was with his team comp. The later the game goes, the more that timer that we're talking about starts to come into effect here, and the more that it's going to be much more difficult for EG to play this.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? The funny thing is here, I was talking to J-Rod about it, and he said this team has done great so far in games like this when they're ahead. We haven't seen this roster of EG actually be able to play from behind. Ever since they got their full roster together, they haven't actually really been behind that much.
Yeah, and that's a very good talking point here, because you're looking at a team who they're ahead, hard smashing their games all the time. The closest game that they had was against Active Rush, where they fumbled a little bit in the late game macro. So right now against the Amumus, they're going toe to toe against them. But how will they play it out?
I mean, now the threats of taking this outer turret and inner turret, Q2 turret start to pop up here. I don't think at this point this bot lane just becomes a noodle fight, as both teams have TP up. But here comes John Wick looking to get a Veil's ultimate out, I think, at least. Doesn't get it, though.
No, not able to get anything on that one. Just ends up forfeiting a little bit of pressure over, and will have to rotate back up with his team.
Karthus, by the way, just to update this really quickly, at 11 Dark Harvest stacks. Ooh, that's going to be dangerous.
That is very dangerous. But what's also dangerous is Fonzo's positioning up in this top lane. The Lantern
It doesn't matter, though, at this point.
doesn't actually end up getting committed towards, and Fonzo just able to walk away on that one. The Solar Flare is able to tag onto Gwen. Killer Instinct defensively, but he gets taken out in an instant on the side of the Amumu.
Here's the thing with the Karthus. At this point, unless it's Scion, the moment anyone goes in on them, they're gonna die. Right?
Yeah,
so
and
Prophet can't stop him at this point. It has to be Scion answering the Karthus split push. And that's what they get when they try to send someone who can't start the Karthus up there. Prophet's a smart guy. He's gonna know he can't kill him. So he's just gonna walk away. And then you just leave your mid lane open to a pretty casual team fight.
yeah, very frisky stuff out there. And this is starting to show the power of the Amumus in their team comp as it gets online here. That wasn't even the stun from Leona. That was the slow. That was probably the least impactful half of the Solar Flare. So just the slow into the Malphite ulti, into the kill on the side of the Amumus. Wayne has to be very careful with his positioning here.
I don't even think that's really Gwen's fault on the positioning at too much, because he's so close to his turret. But the idea is that, like, if you hit anything, any type of CC, whether it's a slow, whether it's, like, you know, the Karthus wall, whether it's, like, the outskirts of the sides of the Leona ult, they can just follow up and just dive onto any priority carry that they want.
Yeah, I have to be really careful. And John again looking towards something with a Veil in this bottom lane, but will not really get too far on this one. He's got some decent damage, don't get me wrong, but a Veil.
He's gonna kill him if he doesn't ult away soon.
Will he go for the ulti? He's holding on to it, that's for sure. Ends up taking the worst half of the damage. Will end up ulting away now in the mid lane. Fonzo, a little bit of trouble, but will end up just getting his health bar chipped away. J-Rod getting engaged upon here. And it will just be a little bit of a back and forth. Icy eating a hook, but will not go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you actually saw the end of that fight there. I knew what was gonna happen, right? So this is how that fight goes, Shuno. At that point with Sion. Sion hadn't had his stone guard. He just completed his gargoyle plate, right? So John Wick can literally just walk him down like a dog. And then the moment the ult starts, cast himself into Sion, and then when his ult times out, go in front of him and stop his ult and kill him. So
Yeah,
he can't do it at this point.
I see he might be in a little bit of trouble here. Albeit he is a tanky Leona. More than merry to escape.
Look for a fight coming up soon here. It looks like Fosno and Icy are going to start this fight, and if they win it, if they get this dragon here, they're going to force this dragon and look to fight and end the game here. And that's what's happening with Nova Galaxy getting caught out like that.
Who's getting really caught out here? John Wick also taken very low. Will be the Prophet going in with the flash. Pop Blossom on towards this one. Fosno taken solo. Gwen able to cut out John Wick. J-Rod will end up going down, but that's going to be the double coming in for Prophet. So for Requiem, it's going to do some work in the fight. Gwen barely able to escape, and EG coming on top with a 4 for 2.
Yeah, a very split fight coming out there, and then they just let the Ezreal actually, in seeing the Pop Blossom, Astro shifted into the center of it. So very unfortunate there in terms of damage here, and that's a little bit of that throw back there, because now they not only get the second Infernal Drake of the game, they're gonna get the secondary Baron.
Yeah, they definitely are here. And this should go uncontested on the side of the EG. They're gunning this Baron down. A little bit of time wasted, give or take, by taking out those control wards, but no contest will be coming through from the Amumus. EG get the Infernal, the fight, and the Baron.
But I think to be honest, like, and maybe, I'm not gonna lie, maybe a little bit of bias coming out here, I don't think it matters. I don't think they matter the ASIM at this point, because we've seen what can go on if like Leona hits an ult properly, Malphite hits an ult properly, they get wiped before they can even do anything. The Zhonya's coming out from Prophet. Very good pickup here. Can prevent some of that damage. Allows the Pop Blossom to get up and to get the coordination come out here. And then the Death Dance on top of that from the Grizz. So hopefully that's enough tankiness that will prevent them from dying so quickly off the bat here. But Kai'Sa still, at this point, should be coming online. Is probably about to get one shot by the next Karthus ult.
Yeah. Wild Water with defensive items that can prevent Mumus from getting what they want. He does have Hex Shrinker now on the side for Gwen, so might be able to survive that Karthus ulti a little bit more.
I mean, just a bit, but it doesn't matter when it's dealing something like 1,000 damage. Like 2,000, 3,000 damage at this point in the game.
No, wait, we got double protection on this one. We also have the stopwatch, so that should definitely do Gwen good here. Fonzo going for the single man ulti, but Gerard with the lantern will just be able to get him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to try to burn that ultimate's on like a 30-second cooldown at this point, so it doesn't really matter if they fumble that. Like at least, you know, Fosno gets a pick there, but really just sort of sits back and sort of takes it here. Now the question is, do they give up too much by the time that ultimate comes back up that they can't start a fight again? But Leona there still has the initiation if he really wants it, and John Wick now has the GA ready to be popped and used.
Yeah, EG so far so good with the macro. They have damage piling on towards this mid lane. Val, a lot of damage up in that top lane. John Wick can commit too much here and won't be able to do so.
Still trying to hold it out here as we continue to wait to look at this. This is such a super tense game here. The ultimate from Malphite back up here as now they look aggressively. Hits a two-man ultimate there.
There it is on the Gwen, but there's the lantern out of J-Rod. It will stop the initiation on this side of the moon, which there's the hook landing on Afonso. If he goes down to start the fight, that might be great on the side of the Amumus. The Requiem will come through. Gwen should not die from this, nor will Prophet. The double stopwatch working wonders for EG.
I have to really point out this Leona is not in position to really follow up any of these fights, and that's really what's causing them. There's no secondary follow-up there. So Malphite hits a great two-man priority knock-up here, as now it looks like John Wick is trying to get the
going in
kill.
on this one is going to be able to try and land that. J-Rod not able to land this combo through the Almo Trespass, and it will be EG trying to duke this one out. No, it will be able to dodge out. It's a double for Kane so far, but EG fighting back. There's going to be the kill on Fonzo and Fonzo. Veil smacking away at the top inhibitor.
Great job by them. John Wick just too low at that point to really go back in. Great job getting the 2 kills and then walking away here, but it ultimately cost them 2 inhibitors. Not really much they could have done at that point. Have to let those things go. Try to sort of save out a fight and hope that they can like really get a proper team fight.
Yeah, and so far this game's, as you said, the fights are very tough on the side for EG to play, but at the same time, from Fonzo number 2 with this Malphite here, you have to question, yes, going in for these ultis for picks, but at the same time, if you're not able to get that great 3-man ult in these team fights, it looks like EG are starting to win these fights.
The thing, you were saying, who wants to hit a 3-man ult? The Malphite, right?
The Malphite.
It's not the Malphite's job there at that point. As long as the Leona just can hold him, like the neck, can follow up that CC, the fight's over. But he's not there to follow up the CC. He's out of position, about to be killed again.
Oh no, Icy is going to be going down on this one, taken very low. They want to give the kill over to Nova. He will be able to secure it. And now the Elder Dragon with that double cloud and Infernal is going to be looking very nice on EG.
This game really comes down to this Leona play. I hate to be this like critical of a player here, but late ult there by Fosno, but like really unable to play there. I like the idea of buying the locket early. The Zeke's Herald probably not, or the Zeke's Convergence probably not what you want to get. You probably want to go back the Knight's Vow next. But either way, that's probably part of the core build there. But now they just get to walk down this 3rd inhibitor turret and probably end the game.
Yeah, EG, one last push on towards this one. Slow and steady, as they will be knocking down the 3rd turret. Fonzo will be able to Arcane Shift out of the danger here. The 3rd and final inhibitor of the game is getting focused down by EG. Mumus are able to pressure them out. The Lantern from J-Rod able to get a Veil to safety, but EG are just going to reset.
They don't want to take this fight here. That's the super unfortunate thing about this game. You do not want to take this fight here because you will lose it at this point with the the 4 Drake and Elder Baron. Elder Dragon.
Yeah, and it's very hard for Mumus to do something here. John Wick looking for a pick here. Nova ends up flashing away, and that's the damage coming in. Fonzo with a good ulti, but he goes down immediately afterwards. And now J-Rod lands the hook on Afonso. Gwen getting focused down, will end up getting taken down. No, he won't. He stays alive in the fight so far. The shutdown onto the Prophet, but it will be EG coming in on top. Icy getting hit by another hook out of J-Rod. And he's the only man left up in this one. EG keep pushing onward. Fonzo will end up going down this one. A shield doesn't matter at all, and EG with a convincing victory over the Amumu.
I don't know if you call that convincing. I saw a couple cracks there, I know it's your team, but that Baron throw was really, really bad. Like,
all right, that one you hate.
You hate to see it. It was a good job overall coming back in the game there, but that was, that's like the classic, what I think about the classic EG at this point. Anyway, let's look to see what happened here in this game here. We can talk about what they did here. The Malphite never really came online. The Ezreal never really came online. Icy and the Leona never really came online. It was the John Wick and Fonzo show, and just at the end of the day, the last 3 were just too heavy.
Yeah. More so a close game over a convincing game for sure, but still very good stuff out of EG. Very good stuff out of Mumus. They almost had their team comp turn online here. The Karthus really starting to rack up in the damage, but how the fights were played on the side of the Amumus, they got some very nice early picks, but later on into the game, we just saw them not being able to play the fights as effectively as they were earlier on.
Karthus did a great job, like we said, in that early damage-wise, nearly 33,000 damage. That led the game, and Ezreal, I'm surprised, actually doing 28,000 damage. I'm sorry. Even though he had such a poor score, just shows how strong that champion is. Maybe if you guys want to win the championship, that's what you need to start to play. On the flip side here, Gwen doing a ton of damage, but not that much. Excuse me, not that much damage, but never really came online. Prophet, though, again, getting in that carry backpack and carrying that game.
Yeah, definitely great stuff to come through for EG. They're able to net a much-needed win for themselves. Now 5 wins on the board to tie up with their losses, as we're going to hover down to 2 Esports' favorite statistic.
Yep, we are there right now. We can see the control wards there. Good job, everyone purchasing at least one. The great vision score by J-Rod coming out. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think no one ever actually even pointed. We didn't even point that out, but Prophet came in the channel to remind us in the Discord, or in the Twitch. Prophet DC'd at the middle of that fight. So that's why he went down there. Anyway, great job by J-Rod doing the 93, really helping his team, carrying his team through there. I have to say that game really felt to me like support difference.
Support gap? That's a very interesting note to put it down to, but yeah, couple questionable positional mistakes on the side from the Amumus do indeed bring home another loss for them.
Yeah, there certainly was here, but we will be right back. In fact, this is the end of my night. Support, we will be right back. I will be done with tonight. I do believe, though, we have the Nico player himself, Nico Nee, Lord Clue, Prophet, coming to join the casters deck. Stay tuned. We will be back shortly.
just can't let you
Hello guys, I am back. I will not be casting tonight. Right now my casters, Shuno and the Prophet himself are getting ready for this cast, but we have something very special tonight. One of the teams themselves have taken upon themselves to release a little bit of their own content, create that, and we support our organizations trying to do this. So if you guys have content you guys are making, link it to us and we'll make sure to get it out there, spam it out there for you guys. So without further ado, we will show you guys KFC level Legends episode 2. Vo joins. We will be right back in 1 minute.
Hey there. I didn't see you there. How's it going? Now, you may be asking yourself, what am I looking at right now? Well, to answer your question, I'm Glance, your local KFC manager, and this here is part of my daily work in order to produce the highest quality chicken possible. Now, you may ask yourself, why are we seeing this? Well, recently, a lot of you out there have begun to doubt our work and think there's nothing left to us. So for all of those people, I would say, not so fast. And beware, because there might be something coming that you're not expecting. And to my boy Vo, get back to making that chicken. God bless America. And watch out, because we're coming for you tonight.
Alright, definitely a power statement to come out of Cool Friends Club. Welcome back, everybody, to the JAH Esports Gold Platinum Competitive Series as we round out the night with Cool Friends Club taking on the rising Classic Esports Retro. Joining me on the broadcast to round out this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Prophet. I will be your color caster for today. I'm excited to see what we have in store for our games.
Yeah, we were given a message right now from Glance. Be aware and do not cook up KFC just yet. They're not finished, even though they are not sitting at a very good scoreline right now. 3-6 on the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, KFC has a reputation of being a very inconsistent team. They'll often go 1-1 in weeks. Unfortunately, they've started to look even worse than that recently, having an 0-2 week recently. Whereas we see on the other side, Classic Esports, definitely a team on the rise. Obviously, they beat the Moomoons last week as well as a Shrinox, Liss, Guardian Gaming, but overall still two very strong wins for 8. Classic Esports team on the rise, so much so that they bet $10 that they wouldn't lose another game this season.
Yeah, and so far, I think on the side of Classic, KFC obviously saying don't count us out just yet, but on the side of Classic, this team is looking excellent. They started off very rough, going 1-3 in the first 2 weeks of the season, but ever since then, they have been on the ball, looking better and better each week. And last week, yes, you would say a Shrinoxless Guardian Gaming, but I would say a win versus Guardian is still a win versus Guardian. I don't care how you mix it. You're still taking out the number 2 team when no one really thought they would be able to do so. So definitely the biggest upset for me last week. And they're going to be looking to take on KFC right now. This might be a clean sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, overall, KFC's keys to victory this game are definitely in order to get Glance ahead. They need to get him ahead. Otherwise, I feel like KFC as a team really just suffers overall. He can be the heart and soul of this team, as we see by that content video there. Really ready to give it his all. And he's going to have to be on that hard carry pick, in my opinion, to the point where he can really take KFC to the promised land.
Yeah, the promised land. It starts now, that's for sure. A loss here for KFC would end up resulting in their 7th defeat, and 7 losses isn't something pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got a long road to go to playoffs, but towards the back end of this playoff picture, everything is kind of wide open. I mean, the only teams that I feel confident putting in playoffs right now, like firmly, are definitely going to be Guardian and Active Rush, and then we see 3 through 6. I mean, it's pretty wide open. We saw EG just beat the Amumos, the number 3 team. And then Classic Esports, they think they can be that in conversation too. So, I mean, that could be 2 more slots, but I mean, still plenty of room and plenty of time left for this team to get back into the playoff picture.
Yeah, definitely the case here. KFC, they have to start looking a little bit better. They are bringing Ryson up in this top lane. Vance taking a bit of a break right now. Perhaps it might be maybe a change that's positive for KFC.
I mean, obviously, Vance is known for playing more of those carry top laners. I haven't looked at Ryson's OPGG by chance. Maybe he plays them more of a tanky style. Maybe that gives Galance a bit more resources in order to succeed.
Maybe so. On the side of Classic Esports Retro, though, they have found a lot of great success, and one of the picks we haven't seen banned just yet, doesn't look like it'll get banned at all, is the Yasuo. It's been picked on the side for Densoft a couple times so far. Do you think he's going to go for it again?
I mean, Yasuo is a very strong pick still. Going Static Shift into Infinity Edge just gives you an unparalleled 2-item spike that I don't feel like any champion, let alone a top laner, can really match as far as damage output and even survivability to an extent. So obviously Yasuo is going to be a high priority pick. They could first pick it away here. I don't think they will. Definitely be interesting to see what... Oh, they are going to first pick it away. There we go.
All right, very nice. KFC taking a note out of Classic's book, taking the Yasuo away. That could be in the mid lane at a glance. We've seen it picked from him before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is one way to pick a hard carry right off the bat and deny your opponent a comfort and a power pick. Glance could definitely pop off on this Yasuo for sure. On the other side, we're going to see a Darius locked in, definitely going to the top lane. Pretty good matchup to Yasuo. We see the Aatrox hover as well, maybe?
See an Aatrox hover. I don't believe we'll see an Aatrox lock in. Especially with Darius already being picked. There we go. Much more conventional jungler, Xin Zhao.
Yeah, absolutely. Zinza's still maybe not quite as strong as he used to be. Overall, still a very good early game jungler. Can definitely lay the pain down on people with that Hail of Blades, get those knockups galore. Can really just absolutely annihilate these late game junglers.
Yeah, definitely can. Well on with those late game junglers here. Jarvan locked in for Parn Pinko. We've seen him played a couple times here with a little bit of mixed results.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he did play the G4 last week. Didn't do so hot on it. I don't think it was an issue of his mechanics per se. Overall, maybe just sort of a team issue. I didn't get a chance to tune in that game myself. I don't know. I think Yasuo, J4, and Galio as well. That is a lot of knockups, a lot of CC. Got this good backline, almost Yasuo, to keep up with that. Something very interesting to see how their team fight ends up turning out.
Yeah, definitely. They got a lot to support Yasuo so far, which, I mean, so far so good as far as textbook League of Legends goes. If you have a Yasuo, chances are you want to support him with another knockup. That is 2 on the side for KFC.
Yeah, absolutely. Morgana is going to be picked up as well. Very good anti-CC. If Yasuo does manage to get hit by the Morgana bind and he doesn't just win one right away, that's going to be a very, very hurting Yasuo because of just how long Morgana root, bind, whatever you want to call it, just lasts for so ridiculously long.
Yeah, definitely. Morgana being a super strong champion without Black Shield, just being able to negate any crowd control in the game. Albeit we are going to see Morgana not get complemented by any safe AD carry, both Ezreal and CER banned.
Yeah, absolutely. CER is a very safe ADC. Ezreal ban away. Vayne, an interesting ban away from Clarence. I know he definitely has played a bit of Vayne. Does give them more late game scaling than you would like. Maybe Classic is going to go for a tankier comp. They don't want that tank shredding ADC. I imagine Kai'Sa ban, potentially. Kai'Sa ban or pick. I definitely feel like she's going to be picked up by one of these teams for sure.
Yeah, we should end up seeing a pick from here from SCOM. Would do well into that team comp that the KFC have built up, especially seeing how it wasn't banned. Choosing to go the Vladimir ban away from Silver Rookie. So see if SCOM decides to go for the Kai'Sa or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in my mind, the Vladimir ban is a big power pick for Glance. I think that is going to be a sign that the Yasuo will go in lane. This will be a Galio support, if I am correct.
Okay, we have the Tristana lock-in instead over the Kai'Sa. Do you agree with that one or not, Prophet?
I mean, Tristana is good right now, is somewhat safe if she can get that jump off. Obviously, animations on her are a little funky, so even if you are hit by CC, technically you can still get the jump off. Caitlyn is going to be the hover here for Clarence. Definitely going to be a pretty mellow bot lane, though, I'd say, without any huge jungle pressure. Obviously, if Galio does land CC, Caitlyn can put the trap at their feet and get loads of CC and damage. But overall, pretty safe picks.
Yeah, pretty safe stuff so far on the side for Classic Esports Retro. Nothing too frisky. Albeit KFC, they want to keep it frisky. That's going to be an Ornn lock-in. Again, another knock-up on the side of the Cool Friends Club.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their team fight is just absolutely nuts at this point. I think the real play here would actually be, if you can, to flex this Morgana mid, then to pick up the Braum in the support. Unfortunately, I doubt that's in Silver Rookie's pool, but it would definitely be the ideal scenario here.
Instead, we're going to get the Silas mid lane locked in, coming in here for Silver Rookie. That is going to go into the Yasuo here. So you being the mid lane expert here that you are, Prophet, tell me how that matchup goes down.
So overall, I mean, Silas is a almost AP bruiser. Think like an Echo style of laner. Yasuo is very strong. As far as ults to steal for this Silas, you have Caitlyn. Galio ulti is good if you can get it beforehand. Yasuo ulti can be lackluster. Ornn ulti, however, that is a very exciting ultimate that I'm excited to see coming out from the Silas. In lane, however, though, I believe Silas will go full AP. If Yasuo just sort of farms up a little bit, just wait till his laner or his jungler comes to help him, then he gets a lead that way. I feel like that's definitely his best way to play this game.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a very scary team fight composition on the side of KFC. They have more than enough knockups for Glance to get some great damage onto Classic Esports here. They have the Ornn ultimate, they have the Jarvan knockup, they have the Galio ultimate. And while all this chaos is happening, you have Caitlyn just free firing in the backline. As long as Clarence is able to position correctly, that should be able to happen very smoothly on the side of KFC. Albeit Classic, they have not a bad team composition on their own either. Which ones are you in favor of?
Yeah, overall, I mean, definitely, I feel like the biggest concern for me with KFC's team comp is that this Yasuo goes down. Damage is a little lackluster, assuming that J4 goes tank. But I mean, if you can protect this Yasuo so well, and I mean, that's what your whole team is really about, is just getting this Yasuo set up, getting him rolling all over this Classic Esports comp, getting on top of these carries like the Silence and this Tristana, even if she does try to jump away. I mean, if Yasuo can get really picking the fight, they can just roll.
Yeah, definitely something that side of Classic Esports Retro are going to have to be careful of. They do have a little bit of late game packed in their team comp right now with this Tristana. So as long as SCOM is able to survive lane, which will be a little bit difficult against Clarence and Nace, they have a great poke lane in this bottom lane. However, Pop Strike Cook should be able to negate a little bit of that damage with a Black Shield.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Morgana is very good at using her Black Shield in order to avoid Galio CC. Definitely could be interesting to see. Obviously, Galio has a lot of CC, can't Black Shield all of it. But if Morgana can Black Shield the taunt, I imagine that Tristana will mostly be able to walk away from most of these fights.
Yeah, albeit you do have to be careful on Tristana. We've seen it gone wrong a couple times so far. If I can get another Third World Democracy quickly. Never jump in on Tristana. Always play safe unless you know 100% you can get the kill and get out without dying. So something that the side of Classic will have to be careful of is the positioning in these fights. They're going to have to play them very methodically.
I mean, absolutely. One big thing to mention, though, is the mental of both these teams. Obviously, KFC, they put out the video saying they're ready to go. They're not quite done yet. But overall, I mean, if you're Classic Esports, you got to be very confident coming into this game. They've looked very good recently against pretty solid teams. Obviously, Stranox's Guardian and then Amuma's as well. Two top teams that they've looked, I wouldn't say dominant, but they've definitely looked very good against. So they're feeling good. KFC, maybe a little bit on the rocks here, but I mean, if KFC can get an early lead going, they definitely look like they have the team comp and they have the players who are going to ready to snowball this game.
Yeah, definitely. We are going to be getting into our loading screen very shortly to see if there are any abnormalities the players may have taken. We saw a very interesting one last game coming out of Vale with the top lane on the Scion, albeit I don't believe that was intentional.
It was absolutely intentional. What do you mean? Ares Scion, that's the meta, man. Did you see the damage that man was on?
100%. We're going to be locking and loading into this one very shortly. Right now on the side of Classic, though, as you mentioned, they are very confident walking into this matchup. SCOM throwing $10 out there very loosely. I don't believe Classic want to lose that so early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'd be kind of hilarious, in my opinion, if Classic goes out, SCOM talking all this trash across the podcast, and then come into their first game, they end up losing. That would be poetic justice in my mind.
Poetic justice is what KFC are looking for, but instead of Classic, they're looking to ride the momentum of their recent wins. They've looked great in these past couple weeks, and hopefully they can do the same here against the Cool Friends Club.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be very interesting to see as we get into this game. Silas is up for Aftershock. Other than that, Not really anything super. If no Tristana's going to go lethal tempo, I guess that's decent. I mean, I feel like I definitely would have taken Fleet against the heavy poke of Caitlyn and Galio. Overall, that would give you a good late game. Not too worried about it, though.
Yeah, some arguments can be posed for fleet of footwork, but all in all, lethal tempo is bad. So all in all, good stuff to come out for SCOM here. He should be fine in this bottom lane. But let's talk about the junglers a little bit. Something we haven't touched on too much. Parmpinko on this J4 and Vihandro on this Zinshao. Where do we think the both of them are going to be focusing?
So, I mean, obviously, if you are Parmpinko, you want to camp this Yasuo. You want to get him rolling. I mean, even if you put this Darius behind, that's another option as well. I don't think we're going to see a lot of KFC pressure towards bot lane. Looks like teams maybe in a good fight. Looks like he's just going to drop down that Poro. Overall, I mean, if you're Jandro here, bot lane is looking pretty free. Looks like Caitlyn Galli will be shoved in most of the time. Top lane, if you get Darius rolling, KFC does not really have a lot of tools to stop that Darius. If they can, just use all their CC on them. So overall, definitely looking like Classic going to be looking top mid, or top bot, and then KFC is going to be looking mid and top.
Yeah, that would indeed appear to be the case here. Laning phase, as far as this bottom lane goes, will be a little rough on the side of SCOM and Popstrike Cook. They're going to get shoved in by this Galio and Caitlyn respectively.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously they do have a lot of shove. Just both teams getting pretty standard wards down across the board. Both teams are going to drop those pixel wards around the 120 mark. J4 is going to start red. Since I was also going to start red. Looks like maybe we won't see super early scuttle fights unless we see some weird pathing out of both jump.
Yeah, definitely. Something we didn't touch on too much either is going to be the Darius versus Ornn matchup. Tell me how that one happens.
So overall, Ornn is actually deceptively strong and does a lot of damage considering that he is a supposed quote-unquote tank champion. But overall, I mean, Darius should win this game early, and if he doesn't win this game early, it's going to be very rough for him to do much this game.
What in the world is going on here? Parmpinko first a flash and flag drag away defensively in the river.
I mean, I guess he invaded, and for whatever reason, they must have. I think they definitely spot him out on that pixel brush board, actually. Overall, I mean, just poor pathing from Parmpinko then. You know, teams, you know for sure that they have vision there. Definitely not worth the invade there on Zinzao. I get the idea of putting an early game champion behind early. Definitely a questionable decision.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt KFC and their ganking power in this early game. Jarvan does have still, you know, the basic combo of flag and drag, but that extra layer of security, that extra layer of alignment here on the side of KFC isn't really going to happen.
I mean, definitely. I mean, especially without having bot lane pressure just because of how deep you are. It's going to be very difficult for this J4 to really get a whole lot of early game ganks off. And Zinzao is actually going to be the one who ends up taking away the enemy blue buff.
Yeah, very nice stuff from Vihandro early on. We might actually see a bit of a skirmish at the blue buff. Vihandro wants to duke it out here. Will end up walking away and takes the blue buff for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Classic Esports Retro has strong vision control on this top side. Bot side, they have the scuttle as well. So not a whole lot of risk for SCOM since they're being just perma-shoved in along. So, I mean, definitely we see this game sort of going away that we thought it would. But overall, I mean, pretty even game across the board other than just that J4 early game questionable decision to invade there. But overall, I mean, KFC isn't bleeding too much yet.
No, we haven't seen the first blood go down just yet. Little bit of a rough time for Ryzen in this top lane. We'll end up getting the worst end of the trades and suffered out a little bit from Densoft on this Darius.
I mean, absolutely. That's the thing about this Darius. Like I said earlier, if you don't win early, you don't ever win. Because Orange is such a massively OP team fighter. Seeing some trading in the bot lane, nothing too special, but oh my, that Caitlyn damage.
Something deceptive in the early game is Caitlyn's early burst damage with that net Piltover Peacemaker combo, getting the headshot right afterwards, and some good damage onto SCOM in the trade.
Yeah, absolutely does look like, however, Ryson in this top lane is starting to struggle to CS under this tower with Darius shoving him. He's down 9 CS at only 5 minutes overall. I mean, you do have that lead in the bot lane with Clarence, but definitely a little concerning to see Ryson starting to fall behind. Maybe we see a jungle gank soon.
We might end up seeing that. Densoft actually going pretty even in HP right there with Ryson. Top lane, possibly a point of contention for ganks on the side of Cool Friends Club with Darius being this pushed up.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, Densop is half health. Ryson, I feel like, dies in any gank, but if you can get the first blood first, definitely still.
Yeah, something to look for, but it isn't exactly what KFC are thinking right now. Parmpinko leaning defensively on this bottom half. Doesn't look like they're going to make anything crazy happen up in this top lane anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely, very interesting to see. Pretty even the bot lane. You do see actually Tristana is completely caught up in CS. Maybe only 3 down at this point with the wave looking the way it is. Caitlyn Gallo is actually going to let it shove to them. Maybe they're looking for this J4 gank here.
Something they could be looking for. Parmpinko yet to make a bit of an early move from that river fight that definitely didn't go in his favor, but his flash is coming back up soon.
I mean, definitely looks like Xin Zhao's going to take away another scuttle. Xin Zhao definitely wins his fight.
Vihandra looking very nice in that 1v1. Will force Parmpinko to use his combo out defensively. And good stuff on the side of Xin Zhao.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Xin Zhao actually probably could have killed the J4 there if he managed to flash in. Definitely with Hail Blades, just damage is insane early game on this.
Yeah, that attack speed doing wonders for Xin Zhao. Able to get that 3 Talon Strike off much quicker. Gets off the knockup, gets off all sorts of damage and wonders on the side of Classic Esports Retro, but no first blood just yet. Ryson continuing to struggle up in this top lane. Where do we think we're going to see the first blood, Prophet?
So, I mean, overall, I would not be surprised to see a Densoft solo looking on Ryson. I feel like he's going to try and play passive, but Darius is going to get that slight back advantage. Obviously, Orin can kind of just back in lane, but he's going to be down a little bit of health. Looks like he's going to recall as well. I mean, it's hard to say. This game feels pretty slow at this point, but I mean, mid lane should be more volatile than it is right now. If either jungler comes to gank, things can get spicy very quickly.
Yeah, a little bit of action again in this bottom lane, and it's played out the past 2 times for that on the side of SCOM and Pomp Strike Cook again. This Black Shield being able to negate all the Galio CC, but the Caitlyn from Clarence just able to do all of that damage with the combo and just out-trade SCOM in the trade.
I mean, absolutely. I feel like Clarence is in the top half of ADCs for GPCS, in my opinion, even if his team has started to struggle. SCOM potentially can make a case for that. Obviously, he hasn't played quite as long, but I do want to see some big pop-off plays from both these players who really cement their status as one of these just higher-tiered ADCs in GPCS.
Yeah, and Vihandra looking for something in this bottom lane. SCOM having a very rough time now. Down a lot of CS in this bottom lane, but won't be able to find it. Back up top lane, these two are going to go at it, but Densoft is able to come out on top in the trade.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ryson is building...
in the mid lane, Rookie in all sorts of trouble. He's getting jumped on, crowd controlled, and might just get taken out. First blood going over the side of Classic Esports. Retro Nace tries to get the answer kill and should be able to secure it with the Ignite. The side of Densoft's coming on this one. Parmpinko taken very low. The teleport also coming in. There's the knockup. Ryson. There's the call of the Forge God on towards Densoft. Flashes the second half of the knockup, but Parmpinko goes right back in with the Cataclysm. This fight working wonders for KFC. Vihandro might just go down as well, and he will. The double kill for Ryson.
Absolutely. Looked like Yasuo dove too far, and then Ryson comes in with the hero play TP. See the Galio ulti coming out from the bot lane. Great turnaround from KFC.
Yeah, really close stuff as well. That was looking like Classic might have just made the early moves properly on that one. Almost ended up getting a couple kills on that, but KFC with some excellent team coordination are able to turn that around.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we saw the gank in the mid lane first off with the J4. He almost just accepted flash at that point, but then quickly, I mean, Silas heal when low health is insane. Almost overdove, did lose the first blood, managed to pick up a great 3 kills, 2 on a Ryzen. Definitely going to really help him in this top.
Absolutely here. He's still at a very large CS disadvantage, but with these 2 kills, he's basically back even in gold, actually a little bit ahead on towards Densov by a pretty quick 200. So this will help him out a lot in this top lane.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Darius is not out of this game by any means. Ornn is still even with him now, which is a really good sign to see as Ornn when you were struggling earlier. Bot lane, Caitlyn.
A little bit of a gank here up in the top lane. Parmpinko getting some early moves on towards Denso, who's taken very low from this one. Vihandro might just look for something. Densov steps back in and might just end up going down on this one. Ryzen goes on a killing spree. Now in this bottom lane, Escom taking a lot of damage. There's the ace in the hole. Will get the heal and the stopwatch from the classic bottom lane.
Definitely a lot of miscommunication there from Classic, and I mean...
Oh no!
Oh.
Yikes. That one, you hate to see. Escom very much playing scared in this matchup here. Blows the flash hyper defensively.
Nice. You heard it here first, guys. Escom insecure player. Okay, I mean, definitely Ryzen in this top lane has looked very great. Vihandro might try and gank him here, though. But overall, definitely look like the top lane sub has been working out in KFC's favor 100%.
Absolutely. Ryzen on this Ornn, you mentioned he isn't really a true tank in every sense of the word, has a deceptive amount of damage, and is actually now catching back up with Densoft in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I am this J4 here now, bot lane has blown literally everything. If you can ever manage to get to this bot lane, maybe set up a tower dive with your Yasuo, with your Galio, that's going to be free kills for this Caitlyn to pick up and really start to force her lead even more. And that's considering that she already has almost a 40 CS.
Yeah, Clarence doing great on this Caitlyn so far. We did mention how the classic bot lane would struggle against the early pressure of the Caitlyn and the Galio, but it's actually turning into a very strong lead for KFC now.
I mean, absolutely. Looks like Ryzen may have overstepped here, though.
Yeah, we're actually going to go at this one. Tosses down the Call of the Forge God. Will be able to force out of that one. Densoft, we've seen it so far. He is, even though he's 0-2, able to come out on top in the trades.
Yeah, I mean, Darius is very strong early, especially when I believe he's picked up that chain. Makes his powered autos do so much damage.
Yeah, very good stuff so far to KFC. Hope that they can keep this one up. The Dark Binding lands from Pomp's Fry Cook, but not going to go anywhere with that.
Yeah, Galio, great job at denying those extra autos from Escom there. Again, J4, come bot, set up this dive, take the dragon. That's definitely the play you want to look for right now. You have your flash almost up. Very free game.
Yeah, definitely. Parmpinko has got his eye on this bottom lane, waiting the side of Nathan Clarence to give them the leverage that is needed, but doesn't look like they're going to commit to the bottom lane gank.
Absolutely. Looks like they are going to go ahead and start up that dragon, though, knowing that they have this strong early game pressure. Vihandro is going to be here. They do spot him out on a ward, however. I doubt he checks the dragon.
I don't know about that one. Vihandro is very close to it. They're so close to each other and they don't even know. That's rather poetic, in fact, but it will end up being the dragon snuck right under the nose of Vihandro.
Absolutely. I mean, just great call from Parmpinko. I don't know if he knew they had vision there, but just a great way of avoiding the vision.
Yeah, very good stuff. Out of Cool Friends Club, 4-1 on the board so far. Still a very close game. Classic Esports Retro. They're looking to make a little bit of moves. As the goal lead's only 1,000.
I mean, definitely, but overall, this has definitely looked like a much better KFC than we've seen so far.
Yeah, definitely. Looking for a little bit of pressure in this bottom lane, clearing the control war. They will be able to do so. Nace actually going in on that one. May end up regretting that. Escom jumps in as well. Nate's taken very low. There's the heal and the flash used defensively from Galio, but Clarence is able to come out on top with the kill now back up top. Densoft's in all sorts of trouble. Knockup from Parmpinko will not land, but it will not matter. Ryson with his 4th kill on this Ornn.
Absolutely. I mean, Clarence and Ryson both just looking absolutely dominant on their champs.
And now
Ryson
mid
is
lane,
down almost again.
little bit of action. Vihondro doing some good work on towards this one. It's going in favor of Classic, actually, as they're able to answer back with a kill. Parmpinko goes in. There's the Flag Druid Cataclysm combo that we've been looking for, but it's not going to matter. Clarence will be able to secure another kill for his team.
Clarence absolutely massive on this Caitlyn. CSing very well. Obviously, Ornn is down 40 CS, but I mean, he's got 4 kills. Who needs kills when you're farming champion?
Yeah, definitely, and we've seen it twice in this mid lane where KFC, they're able to come on top in what is a little bit of a close skirmish. Silver Rookie doing good work on this Silas here, but it's just the coordination out of KFC. We're finally starting to see it work wonders in this game.
Absolutely. And I mean, in my opinion, I think KFC hard wins the late game, especially if your Caitlyn is fed, your Ornn's doing well. Your team fight is nuts. If you can pull this team fight off, and it looks like they've been able to do that so far, definitely it's looking very good for KFC.
Absolutely. Some really good stuff coming through, and they're looking to make it another lead up in this top lane. We've seen this story before. Densoft, this doesn't go pretty for him. The stopwatch to come through to Parmpinko. The flash, he's trying to get the reset from the bleed stacks. He will not be able to do so. The flag drag defensively will get him out. Now Ryson in trouble. Vihondro looks for the knockoff, but will not be able to find it.
Absolutely. I mean, Ryson, you gotta hit your spells. Doesn't matter if you fed, if you cannot land those spells. Yasuo, great win model.
Able to escape that. A little bit of a skirmish in that choke point. Glance able to escape.
I mean, definitely. First turret bot is going to fall to this Caitlyn Galio. Lane pressure definitely paying off for
Oh
big
boy,
time.
they're going all in the top lane. Ryson versus Densoft. The ultimate not used from Densoft, but it will not matter.
Oh.
He still comes out on top in the 1v1.
Absolutely. I mean, Densoft still strong on this Darius, though.
Oh boy, there's the combo to KFC! They find a massive knock-up in the river fight, but Classic answering back on this where it's a double kill coming for Escom as the initiation goes into backfire.
Absolutely. I mean, without the Ornn, maybe your team fight isn't quite as strong, but I mean, you got the combo you wanted. He's got to focus the carries. He did pick off the Morgana instantly. Caitlyn just wasn't quite able to output her damage there. She does have her IE picked up once she picks up that rapid fire second item as well. So it's going to be a very strong Caitlyn, even if you are starting to see Classic start to make their way back into this game. Obviously, 2 kills under Tristana is huge.
Yeah, definitely something that Escom needed here. A little bit of kills to answer with Clarence, who's doing just as good work on this Caitlyn pickup here.
I mean, definitely, we see Galio is trying to force these team fights to his best extent. Aftershock does give him some survivability overall. But I mean, he's got to heal for those carries. He also, unfortunately, didn't use his windwall quite properly. It will be opposite direction, actually.
Yeah, that one you don't want to see at all. But it does still go in favor of KFC a little bit. They're looking good in these fights. They get a lot of damage, a lot of initiation power with this team combo there, as we finally start to see it working a little bit.
I mean, definitely, we can see the real potential of KFC's comp if they can execute completely. I feel like if they fight full 5v5, they win really hard right now with that Ornn. As soon as his TP is back up, they can look to split in the bot lane. Because if you are KFC right now, you don't want the 4-1. The 4-1 favors that Darius too strong just because of how strong Darius is as a dueler. Ideally, you want a straight 5v5 A-run in the lane. That's how you win this game if you are KFC, because of just how strong your team fight is.
Yeah, definitely, but on the side of Classic, it is that 1v1 that they're looking for. Parmpinko in a little bit of a bad position. Clarence in an even worse position. Might just get killed by Escom here. There's the Buster Shot. Doesn't kill him through the heal, and Clarence barely gets out.
Yeah, Clarence played that great, even though SCOM got a load of damage down. Red buff, I believe, was actually the surviving thing, and that, along with the heal, definitely saved just barely by Clarence.
Yeah, almost gets hard punished for that poor position, but is still able to escape. That shutdown, 700 gold bounty sitting pretty on his head. Not gonna go over to the side of Cool Friends Club just yet.
I mean, definitely looks like they are going to do the Dragon for Rift Herald trade. Wait, did they get the Rift Herald? No, they did not. That is beyond tragic.
no! Unlucky on the side of Classic Esports.
Yeah, that's the biggest feels bad whenever you're just about to kill the Rift Herald and then it hits 20 minutes and Baron spawns. Just like, no, like 2 more seconds. And it feels real bad, man.
Yeah, a little bit of a mishap on the timing and damage output is exactly how that one boils down. So fortunately for the side of Cool Friends Club, they will get the Air Dragon for free.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, obviously, not your best Drakes overall. Yasuo does not win this 1v1 against Silas, I think.
Sounds like it might be a little close. We haven't yet to see them duke it out 1v1 without a huge ruckus in this mid lane. So that full-on potential of the Silas versus Yasuo yet to be seen as KFC. Well, they're definitely not letting a 1v1 happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, KFC, again, team fight, team fight, team fight. That is all they want. Whereas if you are Classic here, you want a 1-3-1, your Silas has TP, the Yasuo does not. Yasuo cannot manage to cancel that TP. KFC is going to have a very bad time, even if their team fighting is good, if it is a 5v4.
Yeah, so far so good. There is still some pretty good wave clear between this Caitlyn and Galio in the mid lane, so not any time for Pumps, Fry, Cook, and SCOM to be dealing damage to that middle turret.
I mean, definitely, it's just so hard to siege against the Caitlyn when she sets up her trap line and her Q, just does so much damage to minions. I believe she is almost so very nearly completed with her rapid fire. A mere 600 gold away. Definitely going to look to get that as soon as possible.
Definitely rapid fire aiding Caitlyn and her kit, giving her more range, and who doesn't love more range?
Absolutely, and I mean, the damage is just so insane on Caitlyn. When she does get that rapid fire, you can just do tons of damage, and you don't even have to, like, be next to him. You just fire at him from, like, half the map screen away.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna give Clarence a bit of an advantage in these 2v2s in the mid lane against SCOM, being able to do extra damage and get that first auto off.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as objectives that are up, the next Drake will be a Cloud Drake as well. Baron is up, however. Teams really should start to posture towards vision for both sides here. Really don't have a lot of control on either side. I definitely feel like it's going to be close, but I would pick KFC to win a full 5v5 team fight right now if you are fighting straight up front to back, no shenanigans. But overall, I mean, that's not what Classic wants. Again, 1-3-1. That's going to be their win condition this game. They have 2 TPs to KFC's only 1. If you can ever force a fight in the side lanes, that's where you're really going to start to see these advantages pile up for Classic.
Indeed, and while on with fights, not much going on here. Ryson will take a little bit of damage to Silver Rookie on the Silas, but not going to go anywhere. That's still a very tanky Ornn.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, one big thing that I would like to see coming out of KFC soon is going to be that Grievous Wounds. Wherever you take it on the Ornn with the Bramble Vest, or if you take it on the Yasuo with that armor pen item. Mortar Reminder is one of them. I can't quite remember the other one.
Lord's Dominance.
Overall, you just need it to reduce the Silas healing.
Yeah. So far, so good. I think, fortunately for us at least, the game's starting to slow down a little bit. All that action not coming just yet, as we start to see that both teams play out the macro, respond to one another, and look to hopefully get an advantage where their team comp shines.
Again, neither team really deciding that they want to sort of posture towards vision for this Baron. I definitely feel like you can look for picks around if you have the vision set up. Pop Sprite gonna barely live there. Tristana does manage to block the Caitlyn ult overall. Nothing too exciting though.
Nothing too exciting just yet. I'll be with the dragon on the spawn. We might see something pretty soon. Silver Rookie again getting some nice damage onto Ryson. It actually forces the Call of the Forge God out as well. Ryson getting that used on him. Not gonna like that at all. Starts pinging for assistance on the turret.
I mean, absolutely. They're just going to have to give this. This Silas is already level 15. This is a hard farming Silas, and I mean, he's just looking very big right now just because of how much gold he has had funneled into him almost. It's almost averaging 10 CS a minute in the side lane right now.
Yeah, very nice stuff coming in for Silver Rookie here. Able to get all that farm that he needs. The turret's also favoring Classic Esports Retro now. They're playing their comp the way they have to, getting these side lane advantages. They get a turret in the top lane, they get a turret in the bottom lane, and might just be looking at the mid lane soon. A little bit of spicy action in this top lane with Densoft. Looks for the flash play onto Ryson, but he's playing with fire here. Glance is coming up. A minion wave is on the arrive here for Densoft. You will be able to run in the jungle. Parmpinko and the ace in the left. That's going to be a very easy 1-2. Glance picks up the kill.
I mean, overall, you do pick up that kill. Wait, Clarence, what are you doing? You walked in down.
That is not where you want to be if you're Caitlyn. Clarence able to escape with the flash here. Escom doing damage in the backline. If Yandra taking... Oh, he will not end up going down. Nace gets the taunt. And KFC go back in. There's the kill. They're on to the Hydra. The double kill coming for Glance as he flies into the team. And it is going to be more Parmpinko forced to flash defensively. But it will be KFC coming out on top.
Absolutely, they get the pick on the Darius right away. They will pick up this turret as well. Great team fighting from Glance. A little question from Glance, but we're going to say that was just a bait.
Yeah, just a bait on the side of KFC. They're able to pick up 3 kills in that initiation. It didn't look like it was going in favor of them at the very start, but a very nice pickup towards the end leads into a couple of kills, and finally, something that KFC very much needed, a turret.
Yeah, absolutely. They get another turret down. The turret is down. Looks like teams are sending out those pings in order to finally get vision onto Baron. KFC's Baron, whenever they have Yasuo up, is actually pretty scary, to be honest, with that Caitlyn damage. I doubt they're going to rush it. Hasn't been that type of game. Could pick out Morgana, though.
Yeah, Pops Fried Cook in all sorts of trouble. He's got the Black Shield, but it only lasts so long on this one. Block any magic damage. The AD from Clarence almost doing enough. Oh, the Forge God able to snipe out Pops Fried Cook. Ryson with a very nice kill.
Yeah, beautiful call of the Forge God from Ryson. Looks like maybe we'll see some more action. They're just going to back off. Baron could be started up here. Silas does have TP. He's in the bot lane. However, overall, you don't have Call of the Forge God for another 90 seconds or so. Definitely could be interesting to see how these team fights play out without that big team fighting ultimate.
Yeah, absolutely. It is KFC with positioning on this Baron. 28 minutes into the match here. They're looking for a little bit of a bait. Not quite pulling the trigger on this Baron Asher just yet.
I mean, absolutely, you get the pick you want. It is a little risky to start up this Baron in the face of such a strong burst comp almost from the side of Classic Esports with this Darius and the Sinzao. Then go in, one-shot a target. Triss can just almost auto over the wall at this point in the game, so pretty crazy.
Yeah, able to gain that extra range. I do believe Escom manages to suppress Clarence and this Caitlyn, also very high in range. Might have to look at the exact numbers, but still, it is good stuff for Classic as this game goes later on. Escom gets more powerful.
Absolutely. Parmpinko, not going to clear out the vision. There we go, buddy. There we go. Let's make sure we clear out this pinks. It looks like teams are not really prioritizing vision here overall. It's looking to more just fight 5v5 by gaming, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, better team fight definitely is one way to win the game on this end. Maybe not something you want into if you're on the side of Classic, though.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, Classic overall, if they can get a pick to start a fight, they can win it hard. If they don't get a pick, I feel like they definitely struggle, especially if that Tristana gets jumped up on top.
Yeah, Ryson looking for something here on towards Classic. Glance and Naze in a good position to try and make something happen here. It will be Classic looking to attempt to disengage this one. Nothing too fancy. They're not the ones looking for this big 5v5 team fights.
I mean, absolutely. The key here for KFC is you've got to get a pick. I mean, you got to get a pick to start the team fight. You do have the hard engage with the Ornn overall. I mean, that team fight engage is almost better used in order to get that pick. I mean, definitely, I mean, you just got to get vision priority around in order to get those picks so that you can know where they are and they will know where you are. We do see the Galio is level 16 now. Massive damage scaling going to be on that Galio ultimate that he just picked up.
Looks like they're trying to go for something onto it. Pops by Cook and Escom, who gets locked down by the ultimate coming through. That is going to be KFC with a massive team fight coming through. That's 2 kills so far, and they're looking for more. Glance doing so much damage on towards Silver Rocky, who is going to go down. Nace picks up the kill, and that is a 1 for 4 or 3 in favor of Cool Friends Club.
Yeah, absolutely massive for KFC. Darius is slow pushing in that bot lane, but you just run straight to Baron here. Then you can push down. You got a Mountain Dragon waiting for you when you're done. Definitely looking very good for KFC off these team fights.
Densov trying to salvage what he can in this bottom lane, but he can't take that turret forever. Bryson there will be able to stop it. Vijandro not looking for anything on this Baron, just kind of accepts that it is going to go over in the favor of the Cool Friends Club.
However, KFC does not have Smite, though. Vijandro may look for a steal here, or at least a scuttle. Actually, looks like they're not going to be able to take the Baron. Very unfortunate turn of events for K.
Yeah, a little unlucky on that end with their positioning, not able to do enough damage to the Baron Asher in time. So, Classic, they got to hold on to the $10 for now.
I mean, absolutely Classic. They do scale pretty well with that Silas and Tristana. Overall, across the board, the rest of their team comp is a little bit questionable as far as scaling goes. Morgana has picked up that Zanya's. Great on Morgana for team fighting. Obviously, her ulti now adds movement speed. She can almost flash in Zanya's. And then it's very hard for KFC to get away without blowing summoners. Looks like they are going to get vision onto this Mountain Drake, though. I feel like we may see another fight here.
Probably will see another fight here, in fact. 15-6 on the board. KFC to massive advantage in these kills, but Classic have the advantages in those towers, in those objectives. Dragons, looks like KFC also are going to be able to acquire another victory in that. Now picking the 3rd dragon for themselves, a mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing keeping KFC in this game is, or not KFC, keeping Classic in this game is definitely their CS numbers across the board. They've still got 40 CS in the top lane, they've got 30 CS in the mid lane, 50 CS in the jungle, and while you are down CS in the bot lane, it's nothing significant enough to really be worried about at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely. So far, everything's going very nice as far as KFC are concerned, minus that one big missed position of Clarence, and one of the mid lane skirmishes is Deathless on this Caitlyn. There's free firing in this backline, and we see how much Ornn is empowering his team here with that Infinity Edge, Molten Edge empowerment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that is on Yasuo and on Caitlyn. That is a massive upgrade. I believe that is an extra 30 or 40 AD onto that one item that you just get for free. That's free combat stats on all of your champions once Ornn hits level 18. So Ornn is going to continue to farm up, continue to power up his team's items, and that does manage to give their team a little bit more of a gold lead than you think they have based on pure combat stats alone.
Yeah, definitely. Both these teams now posturing around this Baron, and none of which want to pull that trigger just yet. Could easily throw the game if anything goes wrong in that Baron pet.
I mean, absolutely, like we saw last game, Baron throws are definitely still a thing, 100%. Parmapinko caught up.
Yeah, doesn't get too caught out there. Is able to just flag and drag to safety. Actually secures the Scuttle Crab. A bit of a cheeky steal that's going to do a lot of work in favor of KFC here.
Absolutely, and I mean, you get this blue buff, I think, you give it over to Caitlyn or Galio? I'm not sure. Not a whole lot of ideal blue buff candidates with the Yasuo in the mid lane. Be interesting to see how they
there's something in the jungle here. This is going to be in the favor of Classic so far. Escom jumping out towards the backline, but that's a giant J4 he's got to deal with. Now back up to the front. Vihandra able to get the kill. That will be Denso with a flash apprehend coming through the shutdown on towards Yasuo. They might just be looking for more on this one. Pop's right kick very low. Will end up having the ace on the hole blocked by his team. And Classic come out massively on that fight with a 3-for-0.
Absolutely. I mean, Classic is so low, though. Caitlyn can just throw a Q in. Basically one-shot half their team. I don't think they can take Baron, but they are going to take a clean 3-for-0.
They're going to be looking for this one indeed. Will be Silver Rookie with the Call of the Forge God. That's going to be an easy kill onto Rice, and it'll stop the Baron, but only for so long.
I mean, we got Parmapinko coming up soon. They've got this Baron damage.
Clarence looking for a fancy 1v4 here. He's got the auto attack, he's got the health advantage, but this is very dicey stuff he's trying to deal with right now. Pops right Cook, Denso, Vihandra, Escom all so low, but the Baron will get secured. Clarence now looking at the kill on the Silver Rookie. There's a stopwatch, puts down the trap. An easy 1-2, but the Baron still gets secured on the side of Classic.
Absolutely. I mean, Silver Rookie more than happy to sacrifice his life in order to get that Baron picked up for Classic. Clarence wasn't able to get to the position of the Baron just because of how much Silver Rookie was zoning in. Maybe could have walked over a little sooner, but Vihandra did have GA. So overall, even if you do kill that Xin Zhao, Baron most likely not going to be stopped. But Clarence did manage to pick up a kill out.
Does get something out of it, but very rough game on the side of KFC right now. They have 3 turrets. That is not much at all to Classic Esports Rushers. 5 turrets in this game now as we're hitting the late game, and we're starting to see this Tristana pick up. Maybe get an edge over the Caitlyn.
I mean, definitely Tristana obviously is a hyper skilled AD carry down in that bot lane. If she can manage to continue to really stay safe in these fights, she has picked up the GA now. If she can just free fire in these backlines, she can do massive damage.
Yeah, definitely, and as we saw, the power of the Tristana there, able to reposition herself with that self-peel, the rocket jump, and the buster shot being more than enough to get the front line of KFC off of SCOM. It's doing wonders for them in these fights here, albeit Densoft is not in a good spot at all here, as 4 members of KFC just wailing on top of him. He will go down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Densoft was kind of pushing it out his team there. Obviously, they are going to get that mid turret and to get priority in this top lane as well. Looks like they are going to 4-man top. If you can force a fight now, you get all your ultis except J4. It's a 4v5. That could be very enticing. Looks like they're just going to give this top inhib, though.
Yeah, the turret going down so quickly due to SCOM on this Tristana pickup to blow up through these turrets, and KFC are left there just kind of playing reactively.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely feel like they really graded out trying to clear their bot jungle. Elder is up. J4 isn't able to solo, I believe. Yeah, it definitely looks like he's just going to get the vision down on that. This game is hitting very late stages now. Obviously, the Silas is now level 18. Orin Yasuo level 17 as well. Orin continuing to pick up those empowered items for his team. Has picked up that empowered locket on that Galio. Definitely be a little bit bigger shield there. J4 is the last one without an upgrade. Overall, I mean, not a whole lot of stuff to upgrade on J4. Your team fights are still pretty strong. They all back, though. They might just rush the Elder.
Yeah, they might. Classic, it's an open Elder for them, and I think KFC now notice this. Are going to be able to get the pings on there. Classic are not starting it up. KFC able to check that with the Demacian standard.
Absolutely flag. And have multitude of utility uses across the board as well as an engage tool. However, I mean, Classic has great topside vision, although it's starting to expire. Now we need to see that vision start to move down towards this Elder Dragon and just start to really prep for this Baron, or prep for this Elder, get those picks ready. That's where we're going to succeed for both teams.
Yeah, definitely, and we're starting to get to that late game. We're getting to that 40-minute marker and seeing which team as a whole has better mental. Very exhausting as you get to this stage of the game. Hitting that 39-minute marker, this top lane fight not meaning much at all. Dare I say, Ryson might actually win this if he can walk away and not ram into the wall. Probably not what you want to do. Densoft able to get the Apprehend back. Is looking good. Gets the flash out of the Ornn.
Absolutely. I mean, Ornn apparently can't duel this Darius. This Darius is too big. He has picked up Triforce Sterix. And finally, that random summon as well. He just gets in hit for.
Yeah, a little bit of damage on a Pinko here. Gets it turned down, and there's the Cataclysm. And the ultimate out of the Galio. The heal forced on the side of SCOM. Back up in this top lane. Very close stuff. Back towards the jungle. It will be blue team securing the dragon out of the Cool Friends Club. That's a kill on a Silver Rookie. Densoff doing great work in this top lane, but Clarence able to answer back. Pops Fry Cook ends up going down, and that is a 3-for-1 in favor of KFC.
Absolutely massive Galio tone coming out, massive teamfight coming out. Densoff gonna look to take both of the Nexus turrets though.
Densoff taking the front door on this one. He will get punished in the long run. Not able to secure the second Nexus turret. KFC answer back with their 4th kill.
Absolutely. I mean, KFC gets the kill to get the Elder, but they do lose that inhibitor top lane as well as a Nexus turret. Ryzen really just cannot answer Densoff effectively right now and being able to fight him. However, with this Elder up, they should be able to force this Baron vision, and if they can take this Baron, they can try to push for.
Yeah, now we're on the 40-minute marker into this game. KFC have yet to get a lot of turrets. All these trades going on, all these things working in their favor. 4 people dead, and you look at the turret score, 3-8. That is a massive advantage for Classic.
I mean, that continues to just be another one of the reasons why Classic is still even in gold, even though KFC has a 10-kill lead. Just not being able to pick up those turrets where it really matters. That feels like more of a Fiesta-style game.
Yeah, definitely. Classic are going to clear some vision now. They have to be careful. Don't exactly want to face check that team comp on the side of KFC. So they're looking for a bait here. Don't think they're going to get it.
Good old Fnatic Deathbrush gonna hang out here. They don't know they're here. Doesn't look like we're gonna see a face check.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Classic are gonna fall for this one. They know the good old textbook 1-2 face check the bush, lose the game, and they're not exactly wanting that. We have Vihandro taking a little bit of a very risky position here. Now Pops Right cooks the one in trouble. He is gonna go down to Pinko. The teleport coming through at a Silver Rookie. Not gonna go anywhere, and KFC able to get a very nice pick.
Just as we said that they weren't gonna fall for the Death Brush, there they were falling through the Death Brush. They had vision on Baron. What are they gonna do? They knew they weren't on Baron. Densoff's gonna continue to just annihilate these turrets, though.
Goodness gracious, JAH split push. I never knew it was that popular this time. Densoff doing wonders on this Darius. Now has another open inhibitor on the side of KFC.
I mean, obviously without the tower, Ryzen really will struggle to defend. So you have to force a massive team fight, but even then, you're still going to have to back after the team fight immediately. Otherwise, Densoff's just going to end this.
Yeah, we're at that late game where everything matters for both these teams. Game is on a knife's edge at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting to see. Classic, both teams continue to pressure for that vision. Ornn does not have TP, though. Darius has TP in the spotlight, Ornn does not. Critical for next team fight.
Absolutely, it will be KFC. Starting up the Baron, Vihandra goes in so... That might just backfire on towards them. Classic, they're in a great position for this fight. So Rescom firing in the back line, but it is going to be the damage on the side of Glance and Clarence trying to answer back with this one. Vihandro taken very low. The Baron Asher dealing damage to Clarence, trying to kite this one out, will be able to do so. Now Densoft on the inhibitor.
Definitely. Ryzen, though, manages to pick up the kill. Densoff probably should have gone for the inhib. Overall, though, I mean, very messy fight, but overall that is a 3-for-3.
Goodness gracious, this game really on a razor's edge. Classic and KFC, the very close fight on both ends. SCOM a bit of free fire in the back of that Baron pit, but neither team going out.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the CS members in this game. Caitlyn and Tristana, both at 372 CS, both mid laners over 300 CS. This is getting crazy late game.
We are getting crazy late game. We're getting full item builds across the board here. Top lane looking very nice. Probably a Guardian Angel on the side of Densoft here. GA almost about to be back up on the side of SCOM. Almost going to be back up on the side of Glance. A very, very close game here. It might just be Baron Asher take number 2 on the side of KFC.
I mean, absolutely. Bryson definitely looking to get that pressure in the bot lane now. Both top laners will have to compete for this fight. Inhib is back up for KFC as well. Can be a very even fight, but I do expect Densoft to try and look for the split push instead of the fight.
Yeah, and at this stage of the game, even though KFC have 3 turrets, it doesn't matter. The death timers are so high. If anyone ends up going down, then automatically that is going to be a gate opener on the side for whoever is on the losing end.
Baron going to be started up. Alejandro, bot lane taking scuttle. This Baron might just go down so quickly.
KFC, R&D looking to commit to it. They should be able to secure this one easily. Get secured by Clarence. Very risky stuff. But KFC do end up getting the Baron. Alejandro goes in on towards Ryson. That's going to be the damage. The beautiful initiation on the side. SCOM, she gets pops in an instant. Pops our kick also so low. Glance will fall on the side. Back to the backline. Alejandro taking low. Clarence easily kites him out. So far, it is a 2-4-2 in favor of KFC. Densoft taken low. Will he get taken out? The ace in the hole is perfect, and that will not be the kill.
Oh, no.
Densoft barely gets out.
Absolutely. I mean, this game is just so ridiculously close. Both team fights going insane. KFC is going to push for Inhib, though.
46 minutes into the game here. 27-16 on the board. Baron Asher minions, KFC. They have the 3-man. They're looking for the push. They will get the turret. They should be able to secure the inhibitor afterwards.
Now there's flash taunt.
From Classic could mess it all up. It's not going to happen. The inhibitor stays up.
Just barely. Classic. Looks like KFC is just going to peel right back to this Elder, though. Both junglers are down for another 10 seconds. KFC should have plenty of damage to tank this, though.
That they should. They're not quite going to go for the Elder Dragon on this one. Don't want to start it up without their jungler. A very close game, and definitely what might just be a contender for longest game of the week here. 79,000 gold on both teams.
Absolutely. I mean, this game could be the longest of the season. Very, very hyped game coming across. We've seen multiple Barons. We're going to see our second Elder going to be taken very soon, depending on this fight. Definitely looks like neither team wants to risk it.
Yeah, it's a case of who makes that first mistake. Neither team want to slip on this dance floor and end up losing here. Not something they're looking for at all in this Elder Dragon. A great place for either team to throw or get a massive lead. Harmpinko goes in, gets a 4-minute Cataclysm on towards the side of Classic Esports. They're in a terrible position. So far, Alejandro goes in, but he's about to go out right afterwards. Glance picks up the kill. So far, Nace will get answered back. KFC are winning the fight. No, Denso with a double kill so far. It's so close. Clarence gets the kill back. KFC are going to win the fight. Popfry Cook taken solo. Will he go down? No, it doesn't matter.
Clarence pushing in it. Get the end it. Get the game. Death timers are so long right now. You can push to end this game. You don't have minions. Orin can tank it potentially, though. You at least need this in him. These fights have been absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Silas had time to pick up 2 ult.
Popfry Cook can't defend on his own. He's just a support Morgana. 48 minutes into the game, KFC, they got the 2-man. They have the tank. They have the damage. Morgana, can she stop this? Those are the black binding. Will not be able to find a Clarence.
Minions coming in.
Turret shot.
15 seconds on Alejandro.
10 seconds on Alejandro. The first Nexus turret goes down. Popfry Cook looking to stop the movement speed on towards Caitlyn. Goes in. Will end up getting solo. There's a stopwatch. Will he get popped right afterwards? Yes, he will. But he's able to buy the time for his team. Alejandro goes in. And now Ryson, so tanky on this Ornn. Will he go down? No, he won't. KFC, what in the world? This game is still going on.
50 minutes and counting. Elder is still up. However, though, KFC managed to pick up some turrets. They're making some ground. They're going to turn onto this Elder. They're going to clear out the vision. 4v5 situation in count.
Goodness. This is what happens when neither team wants to lose the game. Absolute bloodbath of a match so far. KFC, they should be able to get this Elder Dragon for free. Classic Esports Retro in a very, very difficult position now.
I mean, absolutely, but the way this game's been going, either team can still win it. Back gonna be
Oh
stopped.
no! Silver Rookie taken so low on this one. There's the knockup. It doesn't land out of Jarvan. There's the stopwatch. That should be the easy kill. Classic Esports Retro, 70-second death timer.
Absolutely, Silver Rookie gonna be down for so long. KFC has to hard look to push to end this game. You've got Elder, you've got Baron. You gotta look to end this game right now. 45, you win so hard. You gotta look to end this game.
Be aware. Don't count us out. Those are the words from KFC, and they're not being kept out of this one. They're trying their hardest to not lose this match. Now they're the ones getting back up in the turrets. The tornado out of glance, not landing the set inhibitor. Now going down 33 seconds onto Silver Rookie. KFC, they might just look for the game here.
Go, Clarence, keep an autoing. Fight him.
There's the knockup, the turrets. It's an open nexus on the board for Cool Friends Club. Their fourth win on the board might just be coming through. The nexus taken
going to
out.
Nexus.
The KFC, 50 minutes into the game, will take out Classic.
Absolutely massive win right there for KFC. Taking down Classic in 50 minutes. And there goes Classic's $10.
The $10 goes down the drain, so does the game, and that's the victory for Cool Friends Club.
What a game. Absolutely insane game. KFC managing to come out on top in an insane 50-minute game. And I gotta say, this is my game of the season so far.
Absolutely ridiculous. You thought the last game was close. No, this game absolutely taking the cake here. Clarence doing wonders. 4-1-1 CS on this Caitlyn. 11-1 and 10 KFC. My God, they tried that one with their hearts out.
Absolutely insane. Classic tried so hard, but immediately after making that bet, gonna be handed their first loss with their full starting lineup. It's gotta feel bad for Classic, but overall, KFC looking strong in their resurgence, even in Fiesta like this.
Absolutely. Dear God, let's look at some of those numbers. We know they're going to be insanely high.
Looking over to the damage charts, looks like Clarence leading strong with 48,000 glance. But on that carry champion, that Yasuo popped off. That man popped off, him and Clarence. Did great work this game. Ornn, 36,000 damage as well. Darius, 36,000 damage as well. Actually, Tristana, 36,000 damage as well.
Goodness gracious, but Clarence top in the damage charts. Saying so, 48,000 damage on this Caitlyn. Only one death in a 50-minute bloodbath. Absolutely excellent stuff. Scrolling down to Dual Esports' favorite statistic. Everyone, thank God, has a control ward purchased, but top in that vision score is going to be Pop's Fry Cook.
Yeah, absolutely. Pop's Fry Cook was able to secure a pretty good amount of vision for his team, even though it was a very even game across the board. But overall, just wasn't quite enough to pull out the win for Classic Esports.
Yeah, definitely. Absolute bloodbath of a game. Great game from both of these teams, but KFC are the ones that come out on top. Just when you thought you were starting to see some semblance of, teams that are winning at the top of the standings, teams that are losing at the bottom. KFC, don't count us out. Be aware, this team is on the rise.
Absolutely. KFC's got to be pumped right now. I cannot wait for next week's KFC Legends. I got high hopes. Clarence, you guys played great today. Supporting cast of KFC was great in the team fights as well. Overall, you picked a Wombo Combo comp. And I feel like while there were a few bumps on the road, you executed it very well.
Yeah, definitely. That is one hell of a game to end the night on. Not all the Dual Esports action just yet. We have much more action-packed games tomorrow, but that's definitely one way to end off the night.
Absolutely. Shuno, if you want to take us out here at this insane last game of the night.
Absolutely. Great stuff to come through out of KFC. To come out with a victory in the 50-minute bloodbath, taking out Classic Esports Retro. And that will be all the action for tonight on our end of Duo Esports. Have a great one.